is the Radio Generation News.
Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno. The Democracy for Citizens Party candidate Sammy Douglas Waweru has now been declared the winner of the Kalou by-election. The results were officially confirmed by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission this morning. Here are scenes from Kalou.
Very excited to be announced as the new member of National Assembly representing Kalou constituency. This is the second member of Parliament for Kalou. Kalou was first constituted in 2013, the new constituency, and was led by the late Honorable Kiaraho, who has served for 3 terms. So I'm the second member of Parliament for this great constituency. First, I wish to thank God for this moment, because without him, I wouldn't be standing here. My slogan was, Kafa Hidarea Guy. I'm here because God has made it possible that I be.
The Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen has ordered investigations into violence witnessed during the Kalou parliamentary by-election yesterday. Murkomen said allegations that hooded armed men disrupted the voting exercise must be thoroughly investigated. He warned that anyone found responsible will be arrested and prosecuted, regardless of who deployed them.
Let me first assure the Kenyans that the Inspector General of Police deployed enough officers to provide security in Kalou. These allegations of some other persons who are causing havoc in Kalou must be investigated thoroughly, and anyone who is culpable must be arrested, regardless of their what they were doing and who deployed them to Kalou. Whether they were deployed by the Inspector General and they went and misbehaved, they must be dealt with and dealt with finality. I am not, let me say this, we are not condoning violence in any way, whether it was Kalou, whether it was Mbere, whether it was Narok, and whether in the next elections. We want to assure the people of Kenya that we are not going to condone that kind of thing.
A day after a protected witness testified about allegedly transporting suspects in the murder case of former Kasipul MP Charles Ongondo Were, the late lawmaker's wife and son have recounted the events leading up to his killing. The family gave their testimony in court as the murder trial continued. It also emerged that 2 of the suspects charged in the case were neighbors of the slain MP's home.
That's when I spoke to my brother, who called and informed me of the unfortunate incident that Dad was murdered. Dad was murdered at a city mortuary roundabout in Nairobi.
The one with the specs in a white shirt is my neighbor at home. From my home to his home, it's around 600 meters. Def Kalou. It's Alan Ogola, the one with the jacket. When I decided to call my husband, unfortunately, the person who picked my husband's phone was his bodyguard, namely PC Alan Ogola.
The United States has launched a fresh wave of airstrikes against Iran, marking a 6th consecutive night of military action. The U.S. military says the strikes targeted Iranian military sites linked to threats in the Strait of Hormuz, while Iran state media reports missile strikes near Qasem Island, Bandar Abbas and Bushehr, home to one of the country's nuclear power plants. And that's the truth on Radio Generation. Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno.
There was morning radio. But now there is Radio Generation's The People's Breakfast. Curious and bold, getting facts from the shadows.
That's what it is.
Now, as the city wakes and secrets stir, a bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast. Your morning, your voice, your journey. Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights, Radio Generation.
A very good morning to you indeed. Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights. My name is Mungana Mbuvi Nakamakawa. This is the People's Breakfast. 11 minutes per 6 o'clock it is. A big shout out to DCP's Sami Wawero, who has swept all Kalau's by-election in a landslide win. If the numbers are anything to go by, I have got 1,000,001 questions in regards to what on earth just happened in the last couple of weeks, months, perhaps even as we were heading towards this particular by-election. But kama kawaida, this is the show that discusses that and much, much more. We also have other stories coming your way, so do stand by for that. And of course, we shall be getting into the website, that is radiogeneration.co.ke. So if you haven't gotten there, please do so, because the conversation is about to be moto kama kawaida. We shall also be checking the newspaper just to see what is making headlines on that particular end, worldwide and otherwise. Meanwhile, what is significant about today? First of all, according to the United Nations, hakuna kitu wameiamak kwa leo. Actually, for the last, how many days? I think the last day they had was on the 15th, the World Youth Skills Day. Yesterday, nothing. Today, also nothing. Tomorrow, Saturday, we shall not be here. However, it shall be Nelson Mandela International Day. What is that day about? Let me just check it out kwa haraka haraka. I hope you guys know who Nelson Mandela is. Globally, he is known as an icon, Nobel Peace Laureate, and so on and so forth. He's a statesman, former president of South Africa. Kuna mambo mengi sana ambayo tunafaa kujua juu ya huyu mjamaa. So the United Nations has earmarked tomorrow, that is the 18th of July 2026, as Nelson Mandela Day, and that one is every 18th of July 2020, not 26, but until the end of time, I guess. So why don't you check them out on the UN.org website to see what it's all about. He's actually quoted here. There's one time that he said, "It is easy to break down and destroy the heroes. It is easy to break down and destroy. The heroes are those who make peace and build." Very true. Currently, the world is suffering, by the way. We're in so much trouble as far as wars are concerned, conflict, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and all sorts of evils that we're seeing. But according to Nelson Mandela, it is easy to break down and destroy, by the way. But the heroes are those who make peace and build. And by them, making peace and building is difficult. And that is what makes it one of those beautiful things if you ever get to achieve it. C.T. Muga, how are y'all doing?
Paul.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Mimi niko fiti. Wewe je?
Mazi baridi imelemea leo.
Pole sana.
No, it is fine.
No, ikikulemea lazima nikwambie pole.
Si umeniuliza. Wajua kuna wale watu wanakuambia, "And I'm fine." No. Mimi ndio kwambia.
Sema ukweli.
Yes. But beyond that, bro niko sawa.
Kwa sababu baridi itakuwa hapa for a while na sisi.
It's all right.
Monday ndakuletea kitu ya kukupatia joto. Na siongelei jacket.
Hapana Paul.
Siongelei document carrier.
Hapana Paul. Wewe unakujua.
So utaki uji?
Wewe?
Hautaki uji?
Wewe? Wewe nakujua.
Hautaki uji City.
I have studied you very carefully.
You don't want bone soup.
And I am aware. Muteta. Muteta soup.
Unataka muteta soup?
Hapana.
Okay, sawa.
With every day it improves. I mean, it improves as in, so long as one is mobile, you reduce the aches and pains. But the days you wake up, and it's not, it's... Which also tells me that yesterday I sat and exposed myself to more colder than usual.
Okay.
Kuna mahali nilienda, nikakaka, na you don't notice that it's cold. Baridi kaingia. Sasa, mwili nakwambia nani?
Wacha kunizoea.
Wacha mchezo.
Na unajua na hii miaka pia, mchezo nayo utawacha. Let me tell you something that happened on the 16th of July, 1945.
45.
The United States successfully detonated the world's first plutonium-based atomic weapon at 5:29 a.m. So wakati kama huu walikuwa wanalipua makombora huko ya atomic bomb. This happened at the Jornada del Muerto desert on the Almagordo bombing and gunnery range, which is now known as the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. Now, that device was codenamed the Gadget, and the bomb utilized an implosion type of plutonium core. It was detonated from the top of a 100-foot steel tower. According to reports, that explosive force released about 18.6 kilotons of TNT. equivalent of, yeah, and this exceeded expectations. It vaporized the steel tower that held it, melting the surrounding desert sand into a radioactive green glass known as trinite.
It melted the sand.
The sand, because you know glass is made from sand, so it melted that sand, and when it cooled down, it formed a green glass known as trinite. Yes, and according to the report, the shockwave was. First of all, it shattered windows across, not across, but it was the flash.
Within the vicinity of how many kilometers?
100 kilometers, according to the report.
Yani
100 miles, 100 miles
kama
away.
Ililipuliwa hapa.
Watu wako Kitui. Kitui is around 170 kilometers from Nairobi.
Then hapa ni Nakuru. Nakuru from Nairobi is around 157 kilometers.
Yes. So when it did these guys felt the shockwave. Watu walikuanga wako kama ililipuka hapa malituko Kilimani. Watu wa Nakuru, watu wa Kitui. Yeah, you can imagine that radius of about 100 miles. 100 miles is 160 kilometers, yeah? So 160 kilometers. So watu wa Kitui, watu wa Nakuru, and then now do the radius.
Sika, ingia Murang'a.
Bas. Watu feel that particular shockwave around that particular place. So it was a really powerful bomb. And that is why when I see people fighting over when nuclear states have a conflict, by the angalau nasema what's going on here. That is why even people like China and the US, the farthest they will go is economic war. Tariff here, tariff there. It's never that serious. But there's a country called North Korea. The leader is known as King, let me call him Kim Jong. That guy, every other day he's testing out his missiles. And his missiles, of course, have got the capability to carry nuclear weapons because he already has the nuclear weapons. But once in a while, he will show might by releasing an intercontinental ballistic missile. Shoot it up, it comes down and anaambia watu unaona mali imefika. Tafadhali tusisumbuane.
Well, you know the thing about possibilities and probabilities, you assume that certain things will be constant for the reality that you speak of to also remain constant. And then someone like Trump comes along and you realize this is a shift.
Yeah.
The things that you thought were remote are no longer remote.
They are not.
You suddenly realize that there's a new order of reality that is with us right here and now.
Yeah. Yeah. This thing is bad, City. This we're talking about 1945 when they were testing the first one. And you know the first one is usually, it's not the best of the best.
It's not a prototype.
I can't the best of the best.
No, they haven't fine-tuned it yet.
We are in 2026. These things have been fine-tuned in ways we can't even imagine.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. They even have missiles that can get into space, fly across the Earth several times, in an orbit, going about 17,000 miles an hour. 17,000 miles is about, if you do the calculation vizuri sana, it's about 7 miles an hour. 7 miles a second, sorry. So in 7 seconds, in 1 second, it has gone 7 miles. That is not something you want to mess with. But yes, here we are.
What I find strange, though, is the minds that conceptualize these weapons and the minds that understand or think that the so-called military might and superiority is of greater importance than everything else, and that what they continue doing is proliferating it and using that might to threaten others, to coerce others, to panel beat others. That one.
To influence others.
Yes, because you see the problem is once you've led the way in demonstrating what you're doing with that power, other people now understand what can be done with that power.
But you know, it's the same thing as the guys who go to the gym, The guys who've gone to the gym and they're really buff. Like when I was in the garage the other day, there's a guy aliteremka kutoka gym flani because where my car was being fixed, there was a gym upstairs. There's a guy who came down from from that particular gym rather. See, that guy was buff.
Okay, no. What is buff?
Jamali, haezi tosha kwa milango.
Oh, he had bulging muscles.
Yeah, lazima ingie na side, alafu lazima ajisqueeze in a certain way ndio atoshe kwa milango. I'm not talking about the height. I'm talking about upana wa mwili.
Yes.
The guy was really huge. His arm, hizi my biceps zake
was the size of your leg.
I think my leg is small. Considering my weight. my leg could actually be small. But the point here is, man, that guy was buff. Now, the reason I've gone to the gym is because I want to compare that guy to America. That guy is America. He's very strong. He can literally knock me out with his finger.
Yes, hold it. May I interject?
Please do.
Is he bulletproof?
He's not bulletproof.
That's okay. Continue the story.
Even America is not bulletproof. If all countries decide to be sent there, it doesn't matter how many bombs they have. Tutawamaliza. But yeah, so long story short, that guy was huge, and that guy, I compare him to America. He's huge na utaitabidi akipita unampisha mwanangu. Akikuja utamuondokea. Huna budi. So that is America, because they've got that might. Itabidi umewapisha. Kuna tubutu tungine pia tumeenda gym. Kina Russia, like I said, North Korea, kuna kina China pia wameenda gym.
You see, the thing about China, we don't know their full capability.
They usually wear a hoodie, so you really can't tell.
You can guess. No, not a hoodie. They don't wear a tent. You see, the thing is, you can't tell at all. You know this is a human being because you can see the head and you can see the hand. You know, the hand doesn't really acquire the muscles or the biceps. Okay? And you can see the feet.
Yes.
But the rest is covered in this garment that, for purposes of practicality, I'm referring to as a tent. Now, we don't know. If you were to look at the research capabilities that China has amassed over time, if you were to look at how it is they have used technology to advance their interests, then you have no choice but to look at their military capability.
Yes.
You want to look at their navy. Okay? You want to look at their armed forces.
Yes.
You want to look at their satellite capabilities.
Right.
You want to look at their anti-tank, anti-missile capabilities.
Yes.
By the time a country is selling those to other countries, they have a mighty arsenal of those things.
Very true. Yes. Very true. Other people who've gone to the gym include India, Pakistan. You know, people that they don't look like a threat. But my friend, abana cheza na wao.
One of the things that America has done for the world right now, more so Europe, it has resurrected the need to have an armed force within Europe. They, because of NATO, had taken it for granted that America would defend them.
What may realize, my friend, that
one person
is not necessarily
one
our friend.
Person's utterances, one person, you're threatening your allies. You're saying things which one has to wonder what on earth you're thinking as you say them. But they take you seriously.
And by the way, like you like saying, we just need one example that it can be done. We had one Trump. My friend, we can have another Trump.
Easily. These systems that we like, the Americans like claiming.
Yes.
Dictatorship, dictatorial, and all manner of things. Those systems of government have a very serious check and balance.
Very true. Tupatie methali city. Benin bado, eh?
Sisi iko Benin. Wacha, yes.
Sisi iko Benin. Watu ya Benin wanasema vipi leo?
The thing which is in the belly of someone, that is his heart.
The thing which is in the belly of someone,
that is his heart.
The thing that is in the belly of someone, that is his heart.
Okay, think like an African.
Najaribu kufikiria ile iko kwa tumbo yake. Si belly ni tumbo.
And don't think of the physical pump that we know is called the heart. The heart often denotes your intentions, your purpose. Essentially, it tells us who you are.
Yes, it does.
Huyu mchoyo. Okay? Huyu ni mkarimu. Okay? Huyu ni XYZ.
Yes,
those ones.
Okay. The thing that is in his belly, that is his heart.
Yes.
Okay. I can't wait to hear what our guests will say.
Oh, it's going to be very interesting. One thing I love about the guests is they never disappoint.
Wataanza kusema, so kama mtu amekula carrot ama kuna mwenye amekula fish na yeye hujakula kitu, kumaanisha wewe ni mshoyo na yeye ameshiba. Na hivyo ndivyo watu wanafanya saizi, ukiangalia hata orkarao mwenye alishida. I can't wait. Okay. DCP Sami Awero has swept All Kalou by elections in a landslide win. This is awesome for the people of All Kalou. They have decided, and I'm happy for them. So here's the thing. But niulize aje, huyu Sammy Douglas na Metho, are they like twins?
Why? Because they look alike.
I swear mpaka dental formula city. hadi dental formula, mandevu, nywele, skin complexion.
The nywele, the ndevu ile scraggly. Like they want to be rastas but they're not quite sure.
Actually, ukikosa picha ya mheshimiwa Douglas, uchukue ya Senator Medhu na uiweke kama ya Douglas, you have passed the information.
Unajua watu ni cousin brother.
By the way. Democracy for Citizens Party candidate Sammy Douglas Waweru Kamau has been elected the new All-Kalou Member of Parliament after securing a commanding victory in one of the country's most closely watched and fiercely contested parliamentary by-elections. Official results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission showed Kamau garnered 35,440 votes, far ahead of United Democratic Alliance UDA candidate Samuel Mushina Nyaga, who received 5,450. The wide margin handed DCP its first parliamentary seat since the party was formed and dealt President William Ruto's UDA a major political blow in a contest widely viewed as a key test of political support in the Mount Kenya region ahead of the 2027 general election. CT, did you watch the news yesterday about this thing?
I was informed.
Uliona venye watu huko walikuwa tear gassed. What's not happening, man? I just want to understand. It was a kawaida election. Who on earth was tear gassing people? They came in their SUVs, their Prados, and there were many. And they were beating also people in their Bakoras. Like, why? Why? Journalists were roughed up. What's not happening in that place? It was just, and from what I saw, Kenyans in that area were very peaceful. Walipiga kura, and then they did what we have been told for the last very many months. Protect the vote. People after voting were hanging around the polling stations. So they were tear gassed for just hanging around. And they were not hanging around doing anything bad. They were not smoking weed or bangi. They were not drinking alcohol. They were actually just having their kamukunjis.
They were not unruly.
Yeah, they were just having a conversation like, hey, hey.
You know, those who take themselves to be pundits and like to be in the business of political prophesying,
yes,
will read much into it. And
I am one of those guys.
No, you're not a political prophet.
No, in terms of reading into this scenario.
Yes. Even people who ordinarily do not have that inclination will read a heck of a lot into it.
Yeah.
And perhaps the narrative that by-elections don't really tell you what's going to happen, that may not necessarily be true. Because the election and then the aftermath, the picture that it paints, the whole country saw it. This isn't prophesying, this is just stating the obvious. It cannot be said that it was insignificant. It is not insignificant.
Yes.
No.
Then,
what I now wait for,
yes,
those electricity poles.
Uone kama zitakuwa completed.
Oh, definitely.
You want to see whether the electricity now will be connected?
Yes.
The generators, transformers, sorry. The transformers will be installed.
Yes.
You want to see?
Definitely.
You want to see if the boats will be returned to sender?
That is precisely what I am waiting to see.
You want to see if the mattresses will be recovered?
That one is difficult.
Kidogo itakuwa ngumu. Na gas cylinder.
How are you going to get it back?
Si unasema wewe, najua wewe nilikupatia cylinder wewe. Wewe unakaa huko agano, wewe ulikuwa unapika na makaa.
Unless that the cylinder had in the inscriptions of GOK. How do you know it is yours?
Unajua city unaweza jua mtu anapikanga na makaa na kuni na mtu mwenye anapikanga na gas. Number one, if I approach you and you usually cook with with kuni, firewood, I look into your eyes and they are red 24/7.
Not only that, I smell
and
of
then
of firewood.
No, that's why I said approaching, you look like. And then once I get to you, you smell like you actually consume, you smell, of firewood and charcoal. And I'll be like, wewe, kidogo, utafanya hivyo.
Paul.
Yeah.
Elisa, how are you?
sawa usijali, nitampatia haya. So that's the thing, you can easily tell someone who actually uses charcoal and the one who uses firewood and the one who uses gas. So if I want to get my gas back, ndaangalia tu macha white, wewe nipatie gas yangu.
Let's go with your particular flow and let's see what happens, because the my friend, the people who subscribe to the DCP philosophy mantra are over the moon. This is good for them. But what I was saying was, there is an understanding that people keep saying as though it is cast in concrete.
Yes.
That by-elections don't quite tell you what is going to happen in the future. So you look at them and you say, yeah, but, what is lost in this conversation is usually understanding the people in the region where the vote is taking place.
Yes.
And asking what sort of people they are.
Okay.
Nyandarua is a diaspora. It's a diaspora area.
Okay.
It houses people from Nyeri, people from Murang'a, some from Kirinyaga, very many from Kiambu. It's a diaspora area.
Ubesau pia watu wa Nakuru kuna wengine.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nakuru is just next door.
Yes.
Okay. So now, these individuals, over time, have become a certain type of people. They have a mindset and a way in which they do things. Not very far from Olkalau is a place called Kipipiri. Kipipiri had a similar situation with Kanu trying to get the vote.
Yes.
And they did all manner of wonderful things. These posts were there as well. DP won.
Yes.
Again, by a huge definitive margin.
Okay.
So, instead of looking at the by-election, I want to ask, what sort of people are these?
Okay.
Yes. Are they bribable? And when you bribe them, do they subscribe to what it is you hope will happen after the bribe? Because political inducement is essentially bribery.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, there are those who say that there are, should we say, clips that were being sent around of supposedly people declining to take money and so forth. Whether that is verifiable, which is true, I do not know. But instead of focusing on what by-elections mean, I would rather focus on the people who actually cast the vote.
Yeah.
What sort of people are they?
Okay.
Yes. Are they people who understand what is good for them? Are they people who are determined that they will bring about a change by electing the sort of leaders they want? What sort of people are there?
Yeah.
Once I understand, because I'm asking this question because I don't understand it myself. But once I understand that, then it'll be very, very easy for me. I can actually get into the business of political prophesying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you understand that particular one.
Yes, and not specifically about the people of Olkalau, but everywhere where I look at, say, every by-election that is taking place, what sort of people are these?
Okay.
Malava, there was violence on a scale that was phenomenal. Goonism was seen in full force.
Okay.
You know what is strange though? Just like what we saw in Kasipul.
Yes.
One didn't see a preponderance of young voters.
Okay.
Not really, they were there, but there's nothing overwhelming.
Not the numbers that we have been talking about.
No, nothing that actually represents their actual numbers. Nothing.
Hiyo tutaongelelea. Acha tufanye kitu inaitwa traffic kidogo, tuangalie nini kinafanyika kule barabarani.
Traffic.
All right, it is now 6:34 in the AM, and are you stuck on the road? Let me just be honest with you, you're not, because Ngong Road inakaa iko tu sawa, haina shida nyingi. Ukiangalia kutoka kule Junction Mall, actually if I just go back a little bit towards where this is where the Southern Bypass meets Ngong Road, if I just go follow that road all the way to Haile Selassie, absolutely moving quite well. A few spots of red, but that's because of the junctions and the roundabouts. Lusaka Road, Langata Road, Douglas Wakihuri, hiyo yote iko sawa sana. Hata Langata Road, if I go back all the way to Galleria Mall and past, get into even huku kunaitwa Magadi Road as I'm heading towards Ongata Rongai, hiyo yote iko tu sawa. So Nairobi County, in a nutshell, is not looking bad, but usual suspect pale Pangani, same thing, but maximum 3 minutes delay from the look of things. The entirety of Thika Road, if I just follow it all the way back to Roiro, all the way again back to where Thika, yoyote inakaa iko sawa. Then let's do something called Mombasa County. Mombasa County, if Nairobi is in jam pack this morning, There's no way on earth Mombasa can be jam-packed. So if I just get granular a bit and look at some of the small roads, akina Haile Selassie, Mwembe Tayari, Faza kule, Moya Avenue, Mnazi Mmoja, hizo barabara zote ziko fit. If you see something on the road you think I should know about, why don't you holler at a brother?
Traffic on Radio Generation.
Starting with the front page of the Standard newspaper, they're saying whitewashed. Now, keka exclamation mark kubwa mpa. Saying Douglas Kamau of DCP got 29,000 plus. So by the time they were printing this one, Douglas was really ahead, but now we've confirmed it's over 35,000 votes. Samuel Mushina as well got 4,476 plus by the time they were printing this, but now we know it's over 5,000 votes. Yeah. But let me say this.
What about the other parties that participated in the election?
Acha tuseme tu kweli, hizo zingine si kwa ubaya, lakini hizo tunaweza zibango up as others.
And what vote did others get? Have they indicated it?
On this paper, no. But we shall, as we continue having this, because today I'm sure a lot of our conversation will be around all Kalou and what that particular election means for 2027. So whitewashed, that is what they're saying on the front page of the Standard. Again, they have taken a picture of President Ruto. I don't know how to describe this face, but he looks disappointed in this one, or someone who's in deep thought as well. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so depending on how you look at it, there are about 75,000 ways you can describe this photo. Next one. Wanasema 2027 signal, that is on the Daily Nation. Why? They're saying triumph Rigathi Gachagwa's big win in Mount Kenya supremacy battle. Is it Rigathi Gachagua who has won, or is it the member of parliament who has won, or is it the people of all Kalou who have won?
The party that has won. Let me ask the question.
Yeah.
This is our own people, or is it a paper?
This is Daily Nation.
Well,
Daily Nation, front page.
Every time you hear me talk about a reporting issue, you see this one again. That reporting has a certain leaning towards it.
Of course.
Okay? So, essentially, according to the writer of this report, who won the election?
According to them, it is Rigathi Gachagua. He has triumphed.
Meaning they have analyzed it. So, we are pushing this narrative of Ruto versus Gachagua.
Yes. And unfortunately, in my opinion, the people have been forgotten in this one.
They always are. So again, this one lends credence to every time we are criticized as the media. You see, this is lending a lot of weight to that criticism.
Yes.
I
feel like, fine, we know by the Rigathi Gachagua has won because he wanted to prove something. Number one, to the people of the mountain. He wanted to prove something to his colleagues in the United Opposition. He also wanted to prove something to President Ruto. That one we know. But if I were the editor this morning, I would have directed a different headline for this one. Then we can talk about Rigathi Gachagua versus President Ruto somewhere in our conversation there. But since it's there, yeah, it is.
Well, the person who has actually front and centered this narrative is Gachagua himself. Because it's like he wakes up every morning to say something about President Ruto that is unsavory.
Yes.
Okay? So yes, that has been the narrative. But Gachagua didn't vote. In fact, he doesn't vote in all Kalou.
In all Kalou, yeah.
Yes. So when the people of all Kalou vote, can we not say the people of all Kalou voted and the people of all Kalou have spoken?
Yes. And Sami has won.
Yes.
Because it is Sami's victory.
And Sami comes from all Kalou, so Sami has won.
Whether he was sponsored, whether he sponsored himself.
That is not the case. And
Sami is the one who was on the ballot.
Sami, who was on the DCP ticket, has won.
Yeah.
So the party of DCP now have a member of parliament. So DCP has won. But no.
Then we can go and talk about Gashagua's hand. We can go and talk about Ruto's hand. We can talk about every other thing. But after we have established who indeed is germane to the conversation.
DCP did not vote. It is the citizens of Kalou who voted.
Yes.
Is
it possible for me to vote for a candidate and feel nothing for his party leader or her party leader?
Yes, you can.
Sindio?
You can. You can.
Conversation
just like somebody can vote for a party leader in an election, but couldn't give a hoot. I mean, like where I vote.
Yes.
I usually have no idea who the MP is. I honestly don't know that person.
Yes.
MCA now, I don't know that person completely.
Kabisa.
Completely. Chief, I can tell you. But those people, zero knowledge.
Yeah. I think I'm better than you. Me, in my constituency, I know my MP. I know my MCA.
Maybe I need to go and vote Gishagi. Because Gishagi, I know all those people.
Yes.
Here, where I live.
Acha sasa nikwambie, unaona hapa hata mali naishi, ninajua MP, ninajua mpaka MCA, but not, they don't know me personally, but I can tell you that's the MP. That's so but I took that interest because sometimes I know I might meet them in my line of work. I know I might meet my MP, I know I might meet my MCA, and actually I should invite them because I have a few questions about that place where I live.
I met my MCA in the studio where I was working before.
Yeah.
And even then I was still confused.
Bado kuna shida hapo.
When you MP when you see MCA I actually asked the geographical boundary of this place, and I realized, oh yeah, this is my MCA.
Yes.
I said, okay, I am your...
I'm your guy.
Did you vote for me? I said, I'm not sure.
Siko sure hiyo siku nilieka wapi tick.
I'm not sure.
But I know I exercised my constitutional right.
That one I did. For instance, if you asked me who I voted for as senator, I will tell you.
Yeah.
As governor, I will tell you that I didn't vote. Okay? As president, I will tell you who I voted for.
Yes.
Yes. And if you ask me, I'll even tell you why I voted.
Yes.
Yes. See, I'm not one of these logical people who looks at someone's profound track record. No, I just have to like you.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll vote for you because I like that person. Or I know you. It's enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sifuna ousted. This is on page 6. Defiant Edwin Sifuna vows he will not be silenced after ejection as Senate Deputy Minority Whip by an ODM faction backing Ruto's re-election, which he is opposed to. He was very diplomatic about this particular situation. Alienda akaambia mjamaa, bro, I wish you all the best. And kampatia inaitwa nini? A good handshake. And life continued because he knows this mambo ya Senate sasa is no longer his problem.
By the way, he is still an ODM senator.
Yeah, he is. Okay. He's not been kicked out of the party. He's just been kicked out of...
Kicking somebody out of the party is tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky. What I marvel at is not what is happening to Sifuna. Why it is there are people who seem to think that they need to focus their attention on Sifuna instead of focusing on party matters. What is this thing that Sifuna was doing that was so terrible?
Yeah.
Sifuna's reference point is always Raila Odinga. And that was the immediate former party leader.
Yes.
Or unless this group that we said are against Sifuna, unless they are working very hard to extinguish the memory of Raila Odinga.
Yes.
Yes. If that is the case, then I would understand why they focus on Sifuna. And one could argue that, are you telling me that when Raila Odinga was alive, he did not know the sort of person Sifuna was?
Yeah, he knew.
Of course he did.
He knew.
If you look at the young people Raila Odinga has supported,
yeah,
they are people of a certain ilk. You can tell. This gentleman who is now the Secretary General of UDA,
yes,
called Hassan Omar. Hassan Omar was in ODM.
Then he was in Wiper. Then now he's in UDA.
You can tell. He liked a certain type of person who thought in a particular way. That guy has not stopped thinking in the way he used to think before. Yes. But it seems like it runs contrary to the wishes and the interests of some people in ODM.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. A thing that I will never cease to be fascinated by with regards to our politics is just how self-centered and narrow-minded our politicians are. Paul, it is sometimes good that you don't know what these politicians do on what architects refer to as scale 1-to-1, meaning life.
Yeah.
Because you will despise them in ways that you didn't even know you could despise a human being. They are a horribly short-sighted, narrow-minded, self-seeking lot. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But a good number are.
Okay.
And so if the Mwananchi who votes them in thinks that they'll benefit, forget it. That won't happen.
Landslide win. DCP Sami Wawero was on course to be elected all Kalou MP with a landslide as provisional tallies, while the two main parties showed he had an unsatiable lead. or unassailable lead over his closest challenger, that is UDA's Samuel Mushina. UDA stalwarts, including Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and Dennis Itumbi, considered defeat on their official social media handles. Nation Media Group journalists violently attacked by armed, hooded men who also seized a camera and a mobile phone during the ordeal. The by-election, a showdown between President Ruto and Gachagua, again, there we go. And outcome signals Mount Kenya's political direction in 2027 polls. So if it were me, I would be talking about the way Samuel, he's called what? Sami Waweru, ameshinda hapa juu. Then on the high stakes, I'll be talking about President Ruto versus former DP Gachagua.
You know, this article is setting an agenda.
Yeah.
You just read what it is that they're saying. They are more or less setting an agenda. It has moved from what happened in Kalou. It is now what's going to happen in central Kenya. It's now, hey.
People daily now wamekuja wakasema one term question mark. Gachagua wins all Kalou amid chaos, bullets and the ballot. Gachagua didn't win all Kalou, guys. Aki Sami ndiye ameshinda all Kalou.
Why don't we just read what they have written?
Aki no. Aki ni Sami ameshinda all Kalou, si Gachagua.
It is him who has won, yes.
Aki ni Sami ameshinda all Kalou. But anyway, one term, that's the question mark on People Daily. They are saying Gachagua wins all Kalou amid chaos, bullets and the ballot. There we go. Is this Kenya's most frustrated political constituency? That story is on page 8. Which constituency is that? You'd need to check it out. Ndio ujue. How Kingi sealed Sifuna's removal despite a chaotic midnight rebellion. Kuna majamaa hapa wanaitwa The Star. The Star wameenda na something completely different. Chaotic night that sealed Sifuna's fate. That story is on page 4 and 5. And then they say gunshots, tear gas, rock all Kalou as voters elect MP. I like this headline. Residents scamper for safety outside comprehensive primary school after tear gas was fired during the by-election of all Kalou. Voters queue in one of the photos there as they elect their preferred candidate. How the all Kalou poll reflects possible 2027 election undercurrents. That story is on page 4. Where else? Mount Kenya is a hotspot of single mothers, according to a study. This story is on page 10. Okay. There we go. City, over to you.
The Business Daily. Airtel loses fight against Safaricom's 10-cent tariff.
Huh?
Okay. I knew you were going to go. So let me just read it. Airtel lodged a complaint with the competition watchdog over Safaricom, charging voice calls for as low as 10 cents a minute, underlying the rivalry between Kenya's top two telecom operators. The Competition Authority of Kenya revealed that Airtel accused Safaricom of running promotion with voice charges that were below the mobile termination rate. Essentially, it's something that is always there. When it comes to two giants competing, sometimes they view the competition as being fair if one takes it to court. For instance, you've heard of the complaints that some of the app-hailing taxi services are. One says, oh, these guys are doing this, another one, oh, these guys are doing this, oh, another. Yes. Oh, these things are too low, we can't compete. Well, that's their strategy. Yes. They haven't broken any law. There is no cap that is set for you saying you can't charge below this. No.
You know, you're right, because there are certain petrol stations that will sell fuel cheaper than others.
Yes, they will.
Others buy up to even 7 shillings.
Yes, they will. They will.
So inategemea venye umeenda ka negotiate na nani na supplier.
And secondly, you do not know what else they provide where they make money from. It's, for instance, the story of sugar and milk and bread. Okay? You'll find that the margin that someone makes on bread isn't really that much.
Okay.
Or milk. But the reason why they stock it is because when people come to buy milk, they'll probably end up buying something they had not considered buying. So you don't sell at a loss, but this is a magnet. It attracts the people, because early in the morning, that's what Vibandas do. They serve this traffic of somebody who wants to drink tea and they didn't have milk, that one. But when you go to the kibanda, you don't just see milk and bread. you see curry powder, you see matches, you see mosquito coil. So you may end up buying something you had not thought of buying. Or if you go to a supermarket and you look at the way in which they have placed their goods, it's not accidental. No. There are things you'll encounter first when you enter. It's deliberate. There are things you'll find at the back of all those stalls.
Yeah.
But you see, you can't get to the back without passing through certain aisles. And as you pass through those aisles, you will see things that you had not thought of buying, but you'll end up buying. So it's a strategy. Yes.
Okay. There's a time these telcos used to have the same fee for everything. SMS ilikuanga 1 shilling. Call was, and we're talking about some 20 years ago. Calling was per minute billing was at 54 shillings.
The thing is,
per second was at 28 shillings something.
Our costs are they're exorbitant. Not just expensive.
Yes,
they're exorbitant. The population like ours, our cost should be in cents.
Yeah.
Yes. To understand it, look at the profits that they make. That should tell you volumes. Okay? Calling, there is money to be made. Charges when you use the various services, M-Pesa,
Airtel Money,
all those things. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
They are wonderful services and no one is complaining. I am merely saying they are expensive.
Sawa City. Umemalizana na People Daily?
No,
Business Daily, sorry.
Business Daily has some very interesting stories here. Kalou gets 1.1 billion to waive Kenya's oil royalties. Kalou Oil, those are the guys who are, I would say, digging for oil. No, they were prospecting for oil and they found the oil. Okay? But there's a story here that I found interesting. The new Vice Chancellor hopes to fix a decade of UN turmoil. Okay? Who is this new fellow?
University of Nairobi has a new Vice Chancellor.
There's a new Vice Chancellor. It's called Professor Engineer Ayub Njoroge Gitao. Okay? Yes. Oh, beautiful suit here. Coat. In the CEO of an office that is the Vice Chancellor's floor at the University of Nairobi, docked on the 8th floor of the UN Towers, Professor Ayub revels in numbers. He's a good dancer, we hear, but what comes out of this fast-paced morning is his better-known attribute that he's a thing of, he's a man of numbers. He's an engineer.
Okay.
Well, actually, if he's an engineer, then he's a man of solutions.
Yeah.
Engineering is about solutions.
By the way, people who construct, bring things together, separate, are thinkers.
University of Nairobi has had problems for an extremely long time.
Yeah.
So we are saying that now we may have a situation where this guy who comes in may be able to provide a solution.
I hope he does, because University of Nairobi is one of the top universities we have in this country. It is the top university.
There was a person who preceded him called Professor Kiama. He got into a whirlwind of problems. The problems involved the succession of Professor Magoha.
Okay.
And with successions come people who had been close to that particular VC and a lot of politics. But the thing that touched me about that man when we interviewed him was his story. And how, this story of how people lend a hand and the outcome of it, it should never be underestimated. He talked about the poverty-stricken background he came from and how it is his mother struggled to have he and his siblings just survive.
Yes.
This man is intelligent, is alive. But that would never have been known if an opportunity was not provided for this man to go to school. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Tuache hapo.
Umemaliza?
I am through.
Okay, acha niangalie kama kuna gazeti ambayo hatujaangalia. As a matter of fact iko Taifa Leo wanasema uhuni, fujo na hongo. Again, Sitimi, I'll ask you this. What was the purpose of the tear gassing that we saw?
Paul, I've never understood. I can only say that perhaps there's something a lot simpler that we don't take into account. That these tear gas canisters are bought in large quantities and that they have an expiry date.
So they have to be used.
Yeah, so there are times you look for an occasion to use them because if they expire, I cannot think of any other reason.
Go use them in training. Tear gas kurutu huko kwa ganjo.
Yes, training is good in a real life. That was a real life situation. So maybe they have taken your advice. They were being used in training.
No, this is... And then, for example...
Just say what is it. This is wrong.
I'm actually saying it is wrong.
It is wrong.
And I'm asking, like... Then journalists were roughed up.
Yeah, we normally bear the brunt of some of these things. What I'd like to know...
Munachukua kamera ya mtu, simu yake.
What I'd like to know, in all honesty...
Yeah.
Is who are behind these goons. The government is blamed resoundingly for these things. But who specifically?
You know, there's one question we need to ask ourselves, City. And the question here is, why at one point did IEBC want to postpone this election? I believe, if I may use these words, IEBC is a casualty of this by-election. Yeah. Because, the reason I'm saying this is because they had a very good chance to prove to the country that they are in control of elections. And perhaps they still have a chance. I don't know how they'll do this.
This election has shown that they can conduct an election. Everything we're reading here has nothing to do with them.
No, about the chaos, I'm not blaming IEBC on this one. I'm blaming IEBC because of what we saw before yesterday, before the election.
That one, blame them away, and you will be right in blaming them. They should have censored some people.
Nakumbuka kuna wakati walikuwa nasema ati wata postpone election because
they didn't stop there. They said they might even cancel them. And standard headline, selective. Wakasema mambo ingine hapo. And the standard were not wrong. Because the optics were, there's a lady member of parliament from Kipipiri who was fined 1.5 million shillings.
Wakienda kotini hiyo kesi ikasimamishwa. Hiyo 1.5 ikasimamishwa kwanza.
Exactly. So if you are going to use that yardstick, should it not be used for everybody?
IEBC is in trouble even if they don't want to realize it or say it out.
IEBC is not in trouble.
It is.
IEBC is not in trouble.
IEBC
has trouble being brought their way. They're just a government entity that is in charge of elections. That's really it. The issue that we're dealing with are actually beyond their scope. They don't determine how they get money. It's funding comes from the exchequer. Okay? IEBC, the secretariat, doesn't decide who joins the commission, who becomes a commission chair. They don't. Okay? Because when these people leave, the secretariat remains.
You know, and I said when I say that IEBC is in trouble is because going forward, tukingoja elections za 2027, they need to be very, very tough, number one, and they also need to be very decisive as to how they will deal with some of the candidates. Because we know, kutakuwa na candidates pale mbele, wenye wakifika kwa ballot, Kenyans watauliza, how on earth did CT get there? And yet we have seen CT do this, we have seen DCI say this, we have seen Ethics and Integration Commission say this, we have seen nani akisema hivi juu ya huyu mtu, sisi wenyewe tumejionea mambo fulani. For them to redeem themselves because of this situation we have just witnessed yesterday, my friend, IEBC will need to do a lot more, and we will need to see them a lot more.
Yep. It is good to live with hope.
Yeah. Are you saying that nothing is going to happen?
No. I am saying we should continue hoping.
Yeah.
That's why I said it is good to live with hope.
Because tusisahau, the commission venye iliingia katika usukani wa IEBC, people already had questions. People had already started saying things about them. We as Kenyans have everything to say about everybody. Okay, so that's also not new. No, it's not new. But when we you see, CT, we can talk about me, we can talk about you, we can even talk about Disa here in the studio. But when we start talking about other kinds of individuals like the president now, that should be taken seriously. Not only taken seriously, the sort of money that has been flowing. Money, forget boats, forget Meko. That one is a good one. Forget that one. Not only Saidika na mattress. No, forget that's very good. First of all, so that you can't sell it. It's in GOK. Mzuri kabisa. But that has never stopped people. But yes, my concern, yes, the money, because that is visible. It is criminal. It is against the law, so it is criminal. And then you don't censure it. Yeah. You do not do anything about it. So you may think not, but what you are doing is you are encouraging it. Yes, indeed you are. Wacha nisalimie wawili watatu kabla tuingie kwa news. How much time do I have? I'm out of time. Let me say those shoutouts after the news. All right, here we go.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. This is the Radio Generation News.
Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno. Democracy for the Citizens Party candidate Sami Douglas Waweru Kamau has been elected the new Kalou Member of Parliament after winning the by-election. Official results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission show Waweru garnered 35,440 votes, defeating UDA's Samuel Mushina Nyaga, who received 5,450 votes. Here's MP-elect speaking after the announcement this morning.
Very excited to be announced as the new member of National Assembly representing Kalou constituency. This is the second member of Parliament for Kalou. Kalou was first constituted in 2013, the new constituency, and it was led by the late Honorable Kiaraho, who has served for 3 terms. So I'm the second member of Parliament for this great constituency. First, I wish to thank God for this moment, because without Him, I wouldn't be standing here. My slogan was, Kafa Hidarea Gai. I'm here because God has made it possible.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission says it will take action against those responsible for disrupting voting during the Kalou parliamentary by-election yesterday. In a statement issued after polling closed on Thursday, the commission condemned incidents of violence and intimidation reported in isolated areas, but maintained that the overall voting exercise was peaceful. IEBC said elections must remain free, fair and peaceful, warning that those found responsible for disrupting the process will face legal action. The removal of Senator Edwin Sifuna, Senate Deputy Minority Whip, has sparked fresh divisions within the opposition. A group of senators led by Vihiga Senator Godfrey Osotsi has claimed the decision was influenced by government, alleging Sifuna's replacement was agreed upon before Azimio coalition members were consulted.
And you remember also that the ODM that is effecting this change had formally written notifying that they wanted to remove themselves from the coalition. So they are no longer members of Azimio coalition. But nevertheless, when it suited them, they called a meeting of Azimio coalition. So we are not insisting on Sifuna remaining as a whip, but we are concerned that a House of Parliament can be micromanaged by State House. That President William Ruto can convene members of a party to State House together with their leader and direct them what to do.
Meanwhile, following his removal as Senate Deputy Minority Whip yesterday, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna congratulated Migori Senator Eddie Okech on his appointment, wishing him success as he takes over the new role.
It is Jesus who said, when somebody takes your coat, give them even the shirt. Give them even the shirt. I want them to come for my shirt. I am prepared, Honorable Speaker. I take this opportunity to very humbly thank the leadership and the members of the minority side for the cooperation that they've given me. Even the majority side, for the cooperation that they've shown me in the time that I have been Deputy Whip. I congratulate my young brother, the Honorable Senator from Migori, for his new role. You remember, Senator Eddie, how many times I have called you as your whip so that you give us quorum. I am happy that that is now going to be your job, to look for quorum in this house so that we can transact business. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The former head of Italy's motorway operator has been given a 12-year prison sentence. Over the collapse of Genoa's Morandi Bridge in August 2018, prosecutors had asked for a far longer jail term for Giovanni Castellucci, who is the ex-chief executive officer of Strade per Italia. 43 people died when the motorway bridge running through the city came down in a rainstorm at the height of the holiday season, sending cars and lorries plummeting to the ground. And that's the truth on Radio Generation. Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio Generation. Radio Generation assumes no responsibility or liability for the interviewee's views. This is Radio Generation. In the beginning, there was morning radio. But now there is Radio Generation's The People's Breakfast, curious and bold, getting facts from the shadows.
That's what it is.
Now, as the city wakes and secrets stir, a bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast, your morning, your voice, your journey. Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights, Radio Generation.
Good morning and welcome back to Radio Generation. It is now 6 minutes past 7 o'clock. How are you doing? Nimesema nitasalimia watu tukirudi kutoka news. Wacha nisalimie watu haraka. Sitaweza kusoma comments lakini nitawa recognize nonetheless. John Mutua, how are you doing? George Taita Kenya, your friend from Germany, back today again. We also have Don Sabwa. Luis Ruda Singwa. But I'll read this one by Don Sabwa rather. He has said, what is the inverse of wamodhende? Luis, good morning. Kagema Mudhami, how are you doing? Kuna mtu ameniambia nikukumbushe, that is George Taita. Ameniambia Mbuvi, tell CT kulikuwa na Muteta soup at KICC. Sijui if the restaurant exists. What is Muteta soup?
Ask Mbiu, will tell you.
Yeah, I'll ask Mbiu. Kagema Mudhami, how are you doing? Then we have Biwot Boaz, a very good morning to you. Tevinamani. Tevinamani, how are you doing? Then there's Ken Daniels. Ken Daniels, habari ya asubuhi. And then who else do we have here before nisahau watu? Kuna Biwot Boaz, My Tech 2.0, Perceptronium, Kitungu, Phil 8298, Sami Kioko. And then Sami Kioko is actually laughing at the fact that I said IBC is a casualty of what is happening.
Yeah, actually.
Yes, Danson Kenywa, how are you doing, my brother? Karibu tena sana. Kuna Waititu, the real SE. It's been a minute since I saw you, Karibu tena sana. And then Evans Onyango, C. Kambuni, habari yako, amesema kudos to the all Kalou people, blissful motivate. Anasema Kenyans won yesterday and the list goes on. Thank you so much guys for coming through.
That person has understood what happened in all Kalou yesterday.
Yes. All Kalauians won yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the ones who voted.
Yes, they are.
Yes, and they made a decision.
And we have seen their decision. And we congratulate them for having a very good process.
That was a good election.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So in studio, we have two guests. Kamau Wambiu. Kamau Wambiu is a NEC member at the Wiper Party. And then we also have the advocate and youth leader. And he's also an aspirant. That is Otieno Mokaya Esquire. And I discovered that Otieno is actually a silent listener. Otieno, acha nianze na wewe. Good morning.
Good morning.
Uko salama?
Uko salama sana.
Kila kitu iko sawa?
Shwari kabisa.
Unajua msee by the anaandikanga kwa YouTube yetu, but very anakuwa tu anasikiza, lakini akiguzwa na kitu mahali anaandika kitu hapo ndio tusome. So Bukaya, asante sana.
Yes, in class 1 we say listening and speaking. You don't get the right to speak until you can earn the ability to listen.
Right. Okay. Speaking of which, tutakupatia methali tu saizi utuambie what you think. Kama?
Yes.
How are you doing, bro?
I'm very fine.
You're well?
Very good, super.
Karibu tena sana.
Asante.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hiyo supu nimeambiwa ni ya muteti ama ni ya muteta?
Muteta.
What is that?
Muteta soup. It is soup made from that is goats, goat bones, bones from maybe cow, goat, sheep, and then it is mixed with roots and stems from a bark
and herbs
and herbs from a plant called muteta. It is good for boosting immunity and it's rich in calcium and
Inasaidianga kwa zile nguvu tunasikianga zenye si za kike.
Hizo zinakuanga ziko. It's very good. It's a very nice soup.
Mkaya bro unacheka.
Actually it is largely consumed by the Kambas and the Kikuyus.
Is that so?
Yes.
I need to ask my people because
there are functions which when you go to,
yes,
they'll bring an expert.
Vizuri sana.
Okay.
Piga. Then kila mtu anapewa kikombe ama glass.
I don't know why City alluded that. I know.
No, I don't allude it. I actually wanted you to contribute to it.
Yes.
I am knowledgeable about it. I know exactly what it is.
Yes.
Okay? But how else do you welcome a guest? Yes.
Okay.
Now,
uko kwenye mko nayo supu.
I'll start speaking when you start talking about matoke and I'm waiting for my turn, then I'll become an expert.
All right, don't worry. We'll do that next week. City wapatie methali yetu ya leo.
Yes, this is our final proverb from the Republic of Benin. The thing that is in the belly is what is in the heart.
Oh, interesting. There is also a proverb where I come from that says, "He who feeds you will slap your mother." It means whatever is in your heart, the way to a man's heart is through the stomach. So whoever who feeds you really owns you, because psychophancy could be more viral than some viral diseases. Yeah.
Hey. Esquire. Nimejua kani unaitangwa Esquire. Kama uambio.
Well, whatever is in the stomach.
The thing that is in the belly, which is what you're saying, stomach, is what is in the heart.
What I'll say, whatever you consume is what you love, and whatever is in the belly, you enjoyed it, you took it, you consumed it because you loved it first. But then that is it, what is in the heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. Mimi venye Siteli niambia nilishindwa nikamwachia tu nikamwambia juu wewe ndio umekuja nayo wewe iseme.
The thing is this, huh?
Yes.
We've heard of tumbo politics in this country.
Tumbocrats.
Yes, exactly. If what you are concerned about is what benefits you directly, and that's what we refer to as the belly, it'll control you.
Okay.
Your decisions will be guided by that particular inclination.
Yes.
And even the things you do. So that essentially will be your God.
Okay. I'll start with you.
Then I think the people of Kalou defied it.
No. In fact, that's precisely the point. They did not defy it. You see, I don't know of all the narratives that were taking place there. But I know of a narrative that introduced this money politics into the region that I come from.
Yes.
We had a one-party system. To get permission to have a rally, you need to go to the chief. You would never get that permission. So, but you still went. So what the politicians in that region decided to do, they'd go for funerals. Now, during funerals, when so-and-so is allowed to speak, they would do their politics. And there was one aspect of the politics that I found continuous in every funeral that I attended. I was a very young man then. They used to call it taxpayer. That was the term they used. And they're saying, this money that these people are bringing is from Kanu. The money is not Kanu's, it is yours. Yes. So it is taxpayer money. So people took the money, and as far as they were concerned, they were not being bribed. These people had just brought their money. So when I talk about the narrative, I am not certain what the narrative was in Kalou with regards to what they were being offered and why they were accepting it. I do not understand. Before you gentlemen came in, we spoke about it, and I said, there's something that our papers are not talking about. The people of Kalou and who they are.
Yeah.
Because, back to your question, that election tells you the sort of people that are in Kalou. A mattress, you and SARS, we thank you. Cooking gas, gas, thank you. Thank you. In fact, thank you. The money. Now, we have money to buy things to put in the sufuria, to put in the meko. Hiyo ni sawa kabisa. These are Kenyans looking after other Kenyans' interests. But when it comes to elections, we will decide.
Kuna kitu kama umesema in regards to that methali, and then you were trying to compare it to Kalou. I'd like to understand what exactly you meant.
What I meant is, well, whatever is in the heart is not what it is in the brain. So those are two factions that do not go hand in hand.
Okay.
I might like it, but it's not. I don't agree with it, and that is what the people of Kalou did. Whatever was in their belly was what is in their heart, but not what was in their brain.
Yes. Mimi naweza sema ya kwamba perhaps it's the same thing, because you remember people, they were saying that they will take whatever is being brought by the different politicians.
Those people, I know.
So whether you give them money, they'll take. Whether you give them mattresses, whether you give them whatever it is that you'll give them, because I think a day before, 2 days before the election, tuliona picha fulani, videos fulani kwa mtandao where we saw them lining up some kofias they had been given.
Hats.
Yes, kofias, yes. Zile kofias.
Can I ask?
Yes, sir.
Were they given sweets?
No, I didn't see sweets.
We have seen sweets as a campaign tool.
No. Yes, no. This time round there were no sweets. This time round there were
there were no sweets.
So we saw videos, and I'm sure Mokaya, you saw them. Videos of kofia zimelainiwa for kilometers. That one shocked me.
Why?
Because they took whatever it is that they were given.
Yes.
Including the monies that they were given by politicians.
But there's a narrative also that some people are refusing to take.
That is their prerogative. But now what I saw after all that drama is that at the end of the day, that as much as they took it, it wasn't necessarily what it was in their belly. I think their belly was already filled with something different.
Well, I will follow up that proverbs. It is with another proverb. You can only buy, you can only rent a Kikuyu, but you can never buy one.
Sawa. Mokaya. Yes. Before turudi kwa renting and buying.
No, boy. So hiyo unajua kuna hiyo short term lease ili expire on the day of the vote.
What do you make of what happened in Kalou yesterday?
You know, the dating market. Every 30-year-old will know that any money sent, you are risking being eaten for fare. That's direct translation.
Yes.
So if you don't want to your fare to be eaten,
yes,
your chances of also finding a woman you call yours is zero, because it's part and parcel.
You move from 100 to 0.
Yes.
Why 0? No, why is it not diminished?
There is in trying that you have a chance of success. So if you not try because you are saving fare,
0.
Unaweza lala kama panga. But so
tolala kwa baridi.
Tatoka kuna rust pale.
That is true.
So I think it's not a new thing that people don't go to where they benefit from. And the wisdom of Jesus speaks to him not allowing beneficiaries of his miracles to be disciples.
Okay.
The first thing Jesus did when he either healed you or did anything to your favor, he told you, go home and tell nobody about what happened.
Okay.
Because Jesus also recognized that a sycophant is not a true follower. He's coming, he feels indebted, and he feels like he should run around you because he benefited.
Yeah.
But there is the lie that we are starting to peddle, that there is victory, or you can claim military powers by bombing a morgue. It's a done thing. Yeah.
Washakufa.
So when ukilipua mochari, you don't go and say tumeua bana.
Yeah.
You know. So can you go to a real battlefield and win? Then come and let's count let's count your victory. Let's have your stars. So yes, Kipipiri happened. But does it mean 1997 is about to happen also? Because we can't selectively read history. That the people of Kipipiri, who are people of Kalou, decided the way they did. People of Nyandarua, they decided the way they decided. Rightfully in their mind and their freedoms to choose. But again, the same history says in 1997, people also chose the way they want. What I'm saying is this. Let's not read too much into people's choices. Let's read the true history in the longer spectrum of it. That was a morgue. what happened is a soldier just decided to bomb a morgue and count bodies that are already dead. So there was nothing really to save. But also let's think also let's question ourselves. Did the people of Kipipiri vote for the competence of their member of parliament, elect, or did they vote as a message to somebody who's not part of them, who really already won his election, or is out to feed his vengeance? Are we using our lunchbox to feed the dog because we hate the rabbit? Who gets hungry when 2 hours later because they used what they need to feed somebody else's ego?
Okay.
You see, the role of a member of parliament is not just to win elections. The role of a member of parliament is to debate logically on things that affect you directly. What is the capacity of the member of parliament for Kalou elect to decipher the finance bill? What is his capacity to debate on complex issues about kahawa, about viazi, about development, about things that affect them directly? Yes, you have communicated. At what cost? Yes.
Kamau,
Yes.
what do you make of what happened yesterday?
I make of it as the people decided. I make of it as the people are tired. And Kalou was good because, and it has actually changed the narrative and the direction of the politics of this country. I always say, even when I'm here, there are 3 different type of politics. One, there's the one we normally come here and discuss, the logos one. And we delve into the constitution, the matters that are affecting the people. That is the civic education part of the politics.
Yes.
Then there's number 2, the economical politics, where people are transactional on politics and they work for politics. Now there's the elections politics. That is what was happening yesterday. And especially on the election day. Now, happy are those who combine all of them and they follow the logos one, the economical one, to determine the elective one. Happy are the ones that combine all those. Now, happy are the people of Kalou because they combined all of them. We have been discussing the type of politics that we need in this country, the kind of politics we want, the kind of leaders we want to elect. And yesterday, those people, they voted in exactly what we've been discussing.
Okay.
They showed us that it is not a must that you have money to be elected. Kamau was actually being given money by the people of Kalou because he had no money. People are donating 10 shillings to buy him clothes for campaign. People are donating money and campaign materials for the guy, where else the other guy was splashing out billions.
Billions
in cash, millions.
Okay.
In cash, almost $1 billion in cash.
No.
Yeah, and
These figures that we keep, billion.
He said almost.
I said almost.
Maybe the president has said billions so much and we think it's small money.
No, the thing is,
actually, if you measure billions in kgs, it's a lot of
City.
money. It's a lot of money.
Listen,
If you say 100 million,
I'm not flinching, City. I was there. These people were spending money. And I can tell you, City, without fear of contradiction, these people have spent almost $1 billion shillings cash.
Hiyo ni cash peke yake.
Cash
ama
kupeana.
cash plus material.
Cash sasa na hiyo material. Cash plus materials, elections nini, the goodies, chakula nini, they have spent.
Come on, what's the population?
Other than projects.
What's the population of Kalou?
It's about 100,000 plus.
100,000, it means if you say $1 billion, everybody received 10,000 shillings.
Exactly. That is what I am saying. There's a day those people called a meeting, everyone left with 5,000 shillings. I was there.
That is just one day.
One meeting.
The people who came for the meeting.
3,000 people seated. So 5,000 shillings.
In
food.
In this room that there were 100,000. How big was that room?
They were never 100,000 in a sitting, but they were.
No, 100,000 is a population.
They were
including
rotating,
children.
exactly.
Not.
So those are registered voters. They're actually around 70,000. 70,000.
100 is a good figure to work with. Yes.
So that is what I'm saying. The kind of the amount
has 9 zeros.
Yes. It's 1,000 millions.
Precisely. And these people are 100,000.
Yes. So everybody received
10,000. It's pesa kidogo. That is what they have been doing. The amount of food, the amount of mattresses, the amount of shoes, the amount of t-shirts, materials that have been used in all Kalou. Oh my goodness. Now, not to add the developments that have been imposed in the people of Kalou for the last 3-4 months. Barabara, electricity, which is good. Hata boats, I even wondered, sasa niliona boat imefika Kalou, nikashindwa where inaenda wapi, only to hear that there is a dam. You know, funny things in funny moments just for a campaign. The people of Kalou told the Kenyans this is the way, and then they went on yesterday and told them, now on an election day, this is what you do. You wake up early by 6 a.m. Line ilikuwa inapiga 6. Even the commissioners had not gotten to the stations yet. By 10, the flow was good, my friend. And this one now goes to the young people. Yesterday I saw women, old men, really old. Others were not in a position to walk. Walikuwa wanasaidiwa. They had to go and vote. The young people, tumeshi tukiwaambia wachukue kura. If a 90-year-old person is really struggling to walk, ndo aende akavote, what makes of you not to go and vote?
So you're saying young people did not vote?
No, I am calling them, those who have not yet taken their kuras.
Of the people who voted, roughly how many of them fell into the category of young Kenyans?
No, yesterday young people of Kalou turned up big time. Yes.
Okay.
I was in Ruri ward, a comprehensive school there, and the number of young people that came were there. It was good. No, the young people showed up.
Not just hanging around, but on the line to vote.
Voted.
Okay.
Yes, they really did. And now this one, I want it to cut across the country. Let people wachukue kura. Those old people, old men and women, they demonstrated what it really means to vote, because that the buck stops with the voter. And yesterday they defied all the odds of all those goodies they were being given. Imagine mtu wako na gas, my friend. City, you saying actually it might be even more than $1 billion. Gas 20,000 cylinders in every homestead. That was
every homestead.
The people of Kalou, hey, salute, man. We and actually these are the real. They are among they demonstrated that the blood of their forefathers, the blood of their grannies, their old men and women, who really fought for the country, they demonstrated it still lives in them. These people were even bullied by goons, wakapiga goons. Kumaliza sasa goons wakakuwa outpowered, my friend. Niliona watu walipigwa. After goons wamekuwa outpowered, sasa ndo wakaita masked police in Prados. Watu tu ni tear gas na risasi. For what?
Actually, let's talk about that.
Journalist,
how many people were killed?
I don't.
How many were injured?
A lot. I don't have a comprehensive number, but it's quite a number of people.
There is a difference between the population of Kalou and the voter population. There is a difference between the voter population, those who are eligible to vote, and those who are registered voters. And then there are homesteads. Homesteads are not 78,000 like the population. They are fewer.
That is true.
So you'd say a homestead comprises of 5-6 people. The reason I'm contesting the billion is because it is mentioned as though it is 20 shillings mostly. $1 billion was spent. the force of 1 billion shillings would not reflect on the election day. No. It would reflect on the lives of the people. I came across this mention of large figures when there was an election in Mbeere. Because the people I was talking to and they were explaining to me. Because I asked the same question I'm asking you. How do you know the money was a lot? So he tells me, I'll give an example of my neighbor. And he told me the story of the neighbor. Because he had told me these people they were receiving 15,000 shillings. And I said, how do you know this? So he explained what the neighbor used to do, the business the neighbor had, and how that had changed overnight. And it had to do with the neighbor receiving money. And this neighbor was a smart one. He received it twice. He went, received it, went somewhere else, received it, came back. So my point is this. When we speak about these things, we want to be as factual as possible. That really is my point.
I'll add on that.
Yes.
If we go deeper into that, I have a friend who owns a club in Old Kalou town. The guy, we met severally in town, and I would ask him, nowadays unakuja town sana, and he would tell me, boss, kule stock hakuna. Stock imeisha.
Old Kalou imeisha stock. So anakuja Nairobi.
Inakujiwa huku and wa make ikiwa in bulk. Okay? To a distributor.
So meaning
in Nairobi.
People were liquid.
People were liquid. Big time. I have a friend, and actually is a family friend. We were speaking yesterday in the morning, and I asked them, kunaenda aje huku leo? Akaniambia huku tulikula lakini hapa ground tuta change. Nikamwambia mlikula? Akaniambia I used to go home with 8,000 na kuzunguka tu mikutano tu ya UDA. I used to go to home with roughly 8,000. Anaenda hapa, anaenda kule. That is what was happening. Yesterday, people were being sent money. 500 shillings. Good morning. You have received this. Go and vote in for this guy. Now anamtaja jina. When I'm telling you, these people it is spent. Oh my God. So, they spend money.
Lying,
and it is very sad.
Lying is flowery until you look at the small bits of inconsistencies. Then you realize how difficult lying is.
Okay.
It takes an extremely brilliant person to lie. Because lying comes from fear of the realities. Actually, when a child lies, that's the first example that the child is brilliant. Because they have the ability to assess what truth causes, then they choose to create an alternative reality. And that's what is in the lie. But what is the motivation with which we lie? We lie because, number one, fear. Because somebody does not lie to people they don't fear. They lie to bosses because they fear retrenchment. They lie to their fathers because they fear perception or even punishment. But they also lie because they want to look good. We lie to our suitors because there's a way we want them to look at us. We lie to voters because there's a way we want them to behave. So when you come and say, yes, there was money spent for campaigns, but when you come and say figures like 1 billion, say 20,000 mtungi ya gas, an average household has 4-5 adults. If there are 170,000 voters and there's 20,000 mtungi ya gas, then it means these people giving this mtungi ya gas don't have their maths in order. When you say that there was a lot of money given, 10,000 per person, then 1 minute later you say people are claiming to be hoping from one meeting to another. And 5 minutes earlier you said that everybody receives 10,000. Then you're confirming that that's a lie, because what you're saying is that a special group of politically aware people were collecting money from different political meetings, which then negates the initial assertion that everybody received 10,000. Chill. So there was money that is involved in politics. But as elections happen in either constituencies or small elections, including campus politics, the people who are savvy enough to collect this money from these meetings are the same people. The same mathematics you speak about, even podcasts and media appearances. The people you say that political pundits have said this. It's a bunch of 5 politically aware people who are hopping from one podcast to another, regurgitating the same message. So when a clique of 1,000 or 2,000 people hop through political meetings, because money is not given in rallies. There are political meetings before the rally. There is no money being thrown at people by members of parliament on top of Prados. Money is given in small meetings of mobilizers who are sent with specific messages to give other people. So when you say that people are sent 500 shillings, could be true in 1993. But it's a lie now, because with a media house in everybody's pocket, those screenshots could be all over Twitter. How come we are getting them now? So let's at least, we know sweeteners of conversations must include some spicing it up with some 2, 3, 4 lies. The truth is, there was money involved in the Kalou election.
There was a lot
of money involved in the.
What you're saying is it's not a billion.
Development was pushed to Kalou that has the semblance of bribery. But let's be careful on how much we sweeten this conversation.
Do you know? No, development wasn't pushed. You see, when somebody gives you gas cylinder, they're not giving you development. They're giving you a gas cylinder. Just
no, kuna zile development zingine za barabara.
No.
Ka electricity pole kamewekwa pale, tunangojea line iletwe.
Electricity pole signifies something that is supposed to be brought. Do you know what the people of Kipipiri, among the things that area had been neglected?
I want to show.
So now you have a by-election and somebody is bringing you posts.
So, City, what I'm saying is, and I think that's a conversation we'll have later than this, government does not stop to work because a by-election is happening. Yeah,
that is a photo.
Yeah. Government does government does not stop to work because a by-election is happening. I'm saying, yes, you can have this one photo.
Yes.
And we know how much of this was happening. If a candidate has sent somebody, there's a reason why candidates send people money. I'm an aspirant in Mombasa constituency. When I'm
sent people money,
and I'm sending a surrogate money to go and say something in a political rally or a funeral, I'll send him 2 batches of two batches of money. I'll send him money to donate, let's say in a funeral and pay Nairongori, and then I'll send their own tea. Or fair.
Their fair.
Yes, which is in the denominations of 1,000 and 5,000. So if agents were sent 500 shillings, you don't say that is money sent to people and told to vote.
They were not agents, my brother.
But you see, that is an assertion you are making.
It is not an
I'm
assertion.
saying we can throw this thing anywhere we want because it's an interpretation. If you see somebody has been sent 500 shillings, you can say it's a bribe. It could be a salary from Mujengo.
No, your message, nifungulie message. Acha nimsomee.
Kindly read, because I don't know.
As we move away from this money issue.
Yes.
But inasema hivi, first of all, the sender is called Millies. I don't know if that's like, but anyway, hivi ndivyo Millies amesema. Habari Peter, umepokea shilingi 500 kutoka Paul Masters Limited kwa niaba ya Mushina. Hizi ni pesa za nauli, alafu akaweka into bracket transport. Mushina anakushukuru kwa kumuunga mkono na anaomba ujitokeze kupiga kura leo. Okay.
Different people, different.
Now show me another.
Okay. No problem. I'll show you 10.
Yes, please do.
So, as we conclude that issue of money, we might agree, disagree whether it was 1 billion, maybe it was 100 million.
Yes.
Whatever amount of money, we have all agreed at the very least, money was spent. Yeah.
You see, my issue wasn't the quantity of money. I wanted to simply determine that the conversation you're going to be having is factual. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Now, as you find the other 9 messages.
Shika usome ya Peter.
Habari Peter, hii ndio nimesoma. Habari Peter, nimesoma ya Peter sasa.
Can we
move along?
Ndio Nelly.
Oh. Habari Nelly, umepokea 500, same story, anakushukuru, ujitokeze kupiga kura leo.
You know,
those are photos taken, not
I don't doubt Kamau for one simple reason.
Somewhere here you have received, and you can see even a photo of someone.
You have received
500.
You have received 500 from Paul Master Limited.
Yes, you see,
one. You also an M-Pesa message. You see a Mili.
Kamau was in Kalou.
Yeah.
All right. and he knows people in Kalou. If you take the view that life and the processes around life are a data collecting process, Kamau was talking to people, he was collecting data.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kamau met people whom he knows, he was collecting data. Kamau was given examples of people who now had received money. He's collecting data.
Yeah.
Because a pollster is somebody who would have the details of people's phone numbers, because many pollsters call people. Okay? So he would have access to individuals whom he can send money to, because if you have someone's number, it means you can send them money.
Yes.
So what he's saying is what he saw, and he's giving us his interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Now, I can't question that interpretation and what he saw, because I was not there. What I know is that he has added to the store of knowledge I had regarding Kalou.
Yes.
Yes, because there's what I read, but there's now what somebody who was actually there is now telling me. What is certain, let's go back to what we were saying early in the morning.
Yes.
My focus has always been the people who actually vote on the Mwananchi. In this case, the people of Kalou. They're not in this conversation. The newspapers today have sidelined them completely. It's like they don't matter. It is Gachagua. They are not even talking about
the decision of the voter.
No! He who won the election. He is not being spoken of. Okay? The thing is not even that candidate. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
It is the people of Kalou. It's the decision they made. That is why we have that outcome.
City, to be honest, yesterday's by-election, this is what is happening, and this is an honest answer. Politically, yesterday's election was not about, per se, the people of Kalou. It was supposed to be the people of Kalou and the development agenda of the people of Kalou. What this member of parliament, my brother Godho, is going to do for the people of Kalou, I hope he will do. But as much as that was the case, and as much as that was his agenda, I had several meetings I attended. He says that we will better the education, we will better.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, everybody,
yes.
What else did he say?
The same thing. We will try and get the network of the government to come and improve the road networks here. We'll try and go in parliament and legislate better. He was very good. As much as the same as the other candidate, there's one MP from a neighboring constituency says if you elect this Mushina guy, he's going to make education free here
in your constituency.
In his constituency, the education wanalipa fees. Na yeye is a sitting member of parliament. So the theatrics.
But anasema huyu atawafanyia free.
But now, City, to be honest with each other and to be honest with the people of Kenya, yesterday's election was about
Ruto and Gachagua,
the president and the people of Mount Kenya.
And I'm trying to tell you,
that was it.
That interpretation is not accurate. It is agenda setting. The media has set this agenda. They've been pushing this Rigathi versus Ruto agenda. They've been pushing it, and today their reporting is pushing the same narrative. Agenda. See, I work in the media. Yes, and I'm telling you, it is what we are doing. Rigathi didn't vote.
He didn't actually go for any rally there.
He did not vote. The people of Kalou voted. What happens to you people who rise up in political setups and become NEC members like you? You are beginning to sound like these old politicians who have very little regard for the people who they hope will elect them. Because how can it not be about the people of Kalou?
Mokaya.
You know, before the vote of Kalou, we saw, you see, there is the sweeper who takes out dirt, and somebody else comes and does something that looks like sweeping. Then he takes all the credit and says, unaona vile tumefagia vizuri. And it happens a lot. Even in modern families, the house help will cook all the food, then the modern wife will serve the food, and apparently the guests will thank the wife for cooking them good meal.
Yeah.
Whether agency is involved, that's another conversation. But truth is, the person who could have taken that credit is the house help. because really,
she's the one who
she
toiled
cooked the food. So the people of Kalou are the heroes in this story. They are the heroes not because they either famed or shamed somebody. They're heroes because they made their choice. They ate their food. They finished their banana.
Yeah.
Whether we want to congratulate them for doing what they should have done, that's a different conversation. Rigathi Gachagua came 7 days to the election and was telling Linda Mwananchi not to step
into
Kalou. What he was doing is, this secondary sweeper is coming to take the credit for the sweeping that I've done. There was an eminent victory in Kalou, and I said a soldier bombing a morgue is lazy, because he knew that was a victory that was eminent. It was coming. He didn't want anybody else to share in the glory. This was him trying to protect what he believed belonged to him, which is wrong, because where is the choice of the people of Kalou? Where is the member of parliament in the people of Kalou? But actually, we have not mentioned his name close to 30 minutes into this conversation. We have not said what he stood for. We have not even given him we have not drawn a cartoon of who this person is. What are we drawing? We are extrapolating this story into giants that we want to create for ourselves.
Yeah.
And while we understand that this country is tribal, this country is regional, and politics is local, it's sad that at this time and age, people of my generation, we are buttressing that story. What are we telling people? If you come from some region, bluntly speaking, Kikuyu, this is how you should think. And the people of Kalou have thought like that, and that is how we should think. Where are we putting the 3-5 people who thought differently? I think we should think like this and say, yes, the majority said this, but maybe they voted for the person they thought will deliver, not the side with which their tribe is thinking. The minority who spoke are not decimated. They are not traitors, how we want to make them look. There are people who went to the ballot and said, yes, there are 2 options or 9 options, and we choose this one, not because it's popular, because that's our person. We are even skipping that there were 8 gentlemen and 1 lady, and saying, for once, people of Kalou did not tell this girl, ngoja viti za wanawake, and they allow that there was a girl in the race. And that's something in the conversation of mainstreaming of gender equality. So can we say maybe in the 2027 gender election, can we have 4 women and 5 men? Because that is the kind of conversation we want to have. But we have reduced this conversation to Ruto versus Gachagua, government versus opposition. That is not it. This was a choice by the people of Kalou who voted based on what they voted for. And the love and hate of the people we want to love and hate was not part of the conversation.
Kamau is burning to say something.
Well, not really burning, because my brother is factually right. And he is saying something that is actually true. The people of Kalou, did they really elect someone based on facts? Did they really elect someone based on on hearsay? Did they elect someone based on looks, based on charma, or what was happening? But I want to tell my brother, Mokaya, it is not about yesterday's election. We are honest. And honestly speaking, let us not go around and saying, we are trying to send a message here. We want to send a political message. My brother, this is not about the development. It will come along with it. You see, you can't sire a child and we clap for you and we tell you the responsibilities you're supposed to have as a parent. You're supposed to sire a child and ensure that child is well taken care of, that he or she has the basic needs that they are supposed to have. That is the basic responsibility of whatever my brother Ngodho was elected to do. He will deliver. But in broader perspective,
we know that you are not impotent.
Exactly.
You are fertile. That you can perform.
He can perform. But in broader perspective, what was happening yesterday, it is something political. And let me tell you, Mokaya, don't live in the cocoon or in a box where of some things. If you really want to change this nation, we have to be bipartisan and part and parcel of playing to the change of this country. Right now we have a problem. The problem is one man, William Ruto.
Okay.
A problem who kills. He does not value human life.
Where has the president killed anyone?
Well, he said shoot the leg. So
that's not him killing. The police actually independent.
Someone was killed when they were shot on the leg.
Okay.
Now what I'm saying is we have a president who does not value human life. We have a president who has depressed this nation. I'll tell you this: the people of Kalou are tired. And my brother, when we were starting the conversation, he went to people who are dating, and that is where we'll go. When you are dating someone who is constantly lying, who is constantly manipulating you and not delivering what they tell you to do, I'll take you here, I'll do this, I'll do you that, and then all of a sudden when they want something from you, they bombard you, they love bomb you with things, and then they expect something in return. With time you get tired, and you get familiar with the cycles of this person. That is what the president has done. He has been manipulating us, lying to us, and in turn the country is depressed. Now that we are depressed, we have been going through that depression phase. Even the opposition, we were not really knowing kila time tunapigana na ujamaa, and that is what he wanted. But now we knew it. We came and realized his tactic, and that is what we are trying to address. Mokaya, we are not trying to address whatever he should have done. He should have done it 4 years ago. And those roads that were happening in Kalou, they happened in 3 months. Why wouldn't they have happened in 6 months? In 4 years? You get? That was what we are trying to get rid of.
All right.
Bad governance, manipulation, lying people, lying leaders, those people who with mutamu, but they have nothing really to deliver. Let us not come here and talk too much English, too much vocabularies to the people of Kenya, and yet we are not living in the state we are supposed to do. But let me tell the people of Kenya, we are supposed to change, and the people of Kalou yesterday demonstrated that. And we are going to change this country and elect a sober leadership. A sober clique of leaders that are going to lead the country in soberness. Not even once do you see Kibaki talking nitafanya. He was quiet. Some people used to ask, that is the sanity we want to bring back to leadership, and it starts with Kalou. That is it.
Kamau, you seem to be among these people who believe that all Kenyans believe what you believe regarding President Ruto, and that all Kenyans interpret the situation in Kenya the same way that you do.
I said it was my view, City.
No. You said it was your view, then you proceeded to bring in Kenyans into the conversation. Once you bring in Kenyans, I am brought into that conversation. Yeah, so I am now contributing as a Kenyan. Come out, you want to say something clear.
You know, there is this habit we have formed that we meet 3 of us. We agree based on our second names and our prejudices, and then we say Kenyans have said. It's wrong. It's wrong, and it's to say to even push it further. It's naive, because you don't meet in these elevated places and decide on behalf of people. And if Kalou is anything to go by, they showed people that sometimes you might be wrong about the assumptions you make about people, and you should accept that you can't think on behalf of even your children. That we are making our politics, that we are proxies of people's personal vendetta, is itself pointing a finger to our capacities to even vote. That you think that elections are about your liking or your hating of someone is itself testament that we thought we are different. But maybe we are not. That we don't care what we vote for as long as what we are voting against is right in our thinking speaks to how useful was our education. That we are saying that our problem is one person when we should have read the Constitution and known that there are two levels of government. That our problem is not one man because there are 290 members of parliament who are the ones who are taxing you. 350. That we think all our problems circle around our hate or somebody's hate on one person. Both of us here maybe have never met William Ruto.
I have.
No, I'm saying maybe. We have never met William Ruto. And even if we have met him, we have had one flash moment and we are processed through a conveyor belt to shake his hand and move forward. We have never had a conversation to even get to his mind and know, what are you thinking? That we have been told that this person lies so much, we have taken that thing, devoid of our abilities to process information and ask critical questions.
Such as?
How many lies have this person given? How many people have this person killed? And the stories we are given, and brother, the manners of debating is giving yourself time and responding when your time comes. We could have done it better on Mkeka when doing Moshene, but this is an elevated conversation. When you compare William Ruto to Kibaki, have you questioned who killed the more than 2,000 people? Why did they die?
If I may stop you, Tiano, you are doing the very thing you are criticizing. Who did Kibaki kill?
Now, that's the question we need to ask, because if you say Ruto has killed somebody, does it mean the president has killed everybody who every extrajudicial killing in his reign should be credited to him? Why are we subjective on who to blame for what? How many times have this person lied? And how many times has he said the truth? There is you getting it wrong when you're trying to do it. We should excuse you for that. But when you get it wrong, when you get it right by doing nothing, we should actually blame you for being senile. There are things that are happening now, and they are really happening. There are promises that were given that are actually being fulfilled now. Have we even recognized that? As a people, and more especially as young people, we can't buy the lies of other people because they have the prominence of media or even the voice that is louder than us. Let's be honest. Nobody in the united opposition or even in the opposition, whether united or not, might have thought about you. And that is true. If you talk about Rigathi Gachagua, is he somebody who's fighting for you, or is he somebody fighting for a job he lost?
Okay.
If you're talking about, let's say, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who's his party leader.
Yes.
What is it that you want to change? What have you done for the 40 years you've been in government? Kalonzo was government before, when we were ideas. What is it that you have done that will reflect on what we can do? But for the time that this president of ours has been in power, there are things he has done. Why can't we highlight that, then question how good he has done them? Okay. But having our political narrative based on how badly we hate somebody is the wrong approach to things, because there is nothing good that you can do out of anger and hate and succeed. You want to burn a house, you will succeed out of hate. You want to kill somebody, actually all murders are out of hate, except manslaughter, that the intention is not matching the fact. But there is nothing good that you can do based on vendetta and succeed.
But would you agree or disagree if I told you that by and large we tend to use the yardstick that appeals to us and works for us on other people? What I'm saying is, do we actually ever take the time as Kenyans to understand how other Kenyans make their decision, how they make their preferences, and why they behave the way they behave? Our politicking brings a lot of what we are to the fore. It also brings out a lot of commonality that we have. But do we ever take the time to understand how the different communities that we live within this country actually function? Or do we use the yardstick of the backgrounds we come from to judge them?
Thank God for university education, and thank God for help and the scholarships that we received. Before I came to Nairobi, when I was in my formative years, I believed everybody was Kisii, everybody loved Matoke, and everybody loved Amabera Marurano.
What is that?
There is a Maziwa Mala made by Kisii, it's called Amabera Marurano. And I thought everybody thought the way I thought. That if ugali misses in a meal, it's not a complete meal. I come to Nairobi, and how university education is structured is that you are given a roommate by your admission number. Then you realize this guy is cooking omena and I don't like the smell of this thing. Then the next semester you are bundled with somebody else who is cooking something else. Then you learn to tolerate. To tolerate not because you are a better human being, to tolerate because chances are you are tolerated also.
Okay.
So that's why I'm against this bundling of people and making this sweeping statement that you speak for 1 million people and you think you are right because your perception is right.
Okay.
We are wrong.
Okay.
And sometimes you are right. But it takes a high level of tolerance to understand that what you read as 9 could be 6 and all of you could be right.
All right. Final words, gentlemen. We are literally out of time. So Kamau, ndakupatia 30 seconds umalizia yako.
Okay. I will not answer back to my good brother Mokaya here of what, because he has his good way of thinking and trying to interpret the things that are happening in the country now. But it's good and is being seen. And I always say, in the interest of time, everything will come out.
All right.
And whether we say he is good, whether he is killed or not, whether he is a liar, whether he has done what or not what, only 10 months to the election? 13 months to the election. And the people will decide.
Okay.
The people will decide. The people decided yesterday. The people will decide whenever people are needed to decide. They will decide.
All right.
And we will still continue. We will continue talking. Now, on the other side, Mokaya is saying a 9. I am saying a 6. So let him interpret his 9 and stick to his 9 because that is what his eyes is saying. And I cannot argue. I cannot hate him for that. I will only listen to him and understand why is he saying the 9 and I'm saying the 6. And for me, I'll speak about my 6. I'll defend my 6, and I will say it as it is because that is what is being felt.
Okay.
So, to the people of Kenya and to the good people of Limuru, let us continue listening, doing, and seeing. And then, when the time comes, we shall process it.
Tukumbushe hiyo kiti unataka tena ni ya wapi?
Oh yes, the member of parliament Limuru. Yes, we tried last time. This time is coming home.
All right.
Yes, and at least last time was because of money and whatever was happening.
Yes.
Yesterday Kalou showed that I don't need that much money.
You just need fuel.
You just need fuel.
Ufike
branding.
Uze sera.
Ufike uze sera.
The example of Kalou, what you need is the support of the people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Watu walimuru ambia ukiona wameanza kukuchangia 10 bob, wewe jua hii kitu ni yako. Mokaya, final words and also remind us the position you want.
I will have spoken to the people of Bobasi.
Yes.
But I'll speak to them macho kwa macho. But I know they believe in good leadership and they can see it in Otieno Mokaya. They have a nickname for me called Daga Kiakaya. And I'm telling them that Daga Kiakaya is the best solution for Bobasi. But again, on the national politic, we are making a mistake as Kenyans, and I like to warn us that let's not bundle each other and define our political standing based on where we come from, what we look like, or even our second names. Because that is the mistake we made in 2007. Not every person from Kikuyu land is DCP.
True.
some people in Kikuyu or Central Kenya are Wiper, some people are UDA, and it's right in their choice.
Jubilee,
and Jubilee also. Yes. Not everybody in Cumberland is Wiper. So when you see somebody called Musau, please don't brand him and call him Wiper. He can be chap, he can be tip, he can be tip, he can be anything.
Now Safina bwana.
Safina. Yeah, and not everybody who comes from Gusii is UDA. He can be Jubilee, he can be anything. Not everybody who comes from Rift Valley is UDA.
Okay.
And it's okay and well within their rights. What we did in 2007 is we confused our mother tongue with our political affiliations.
Okay.
We are not the same. We don't think homogeneously. We don't share who we love. Neither do we share who we hate. It's 11 months to elections. Anybody in Kikuyu land or Central Kenya who has an alternative view in politics is not a traitor. He's a Kenyan who has made his political choice and is right within himself.
Very true.
Let's be tolerant, not because it's a good thing to do. Let's be tolerant because somehow, somewhere, you are also tolerated. We are Kenyans. We are either here by design or accident, but we have no other country. It's one country, red, green, black, and white.
Aye.
That's the only home we have.
Asante sana. Umesema Agakeakaya.
Mimi nisema
Chama yako ni gani?
Chama yangu ni chama ya watu.
Okay.
Roho na upendo wa watu.
Aye.
one time.
Okay. Sawa. Gentlemen, the news.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. This is the Radio Generation News.
Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno. The Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has ordered investigations into violence witnessed during the Kalou parliamentary by-election yesterday. Murkomen said allegations that hooded armed masked men disrupted the voting exercise must be thoroughly investigated. He warned that anyone found responsible will be arrested and prosecuted regardless of who deployed them.
Let me first assure the Kenyans that the Inspector General of Police deployed enough officers to provide security in Kalou. These allegations of some other persons who are causing havoc in the Kalou must be investigated thoroughly, and anyone who is culpable must be arrested, regardless of their what they were doing and who deployed them to Kalou. Whether they were deployed by the Inspector General and they went and misbehaved, they must be dealt with finality. Let me say this, we are not condoning violence in any way, whether it was Kalou, whether it was Mbere, whether it was Narok, and whether in the next elections. We want to assure the people of Kenya that we are not going to condone that kind of.
The newly elected Kalou MP Sami Douglas Kamau Waweru has pledged to put the interests of residents first after winning the parliamentary by-election. Speaking after being declared the winner, the Democracy for the Citizens Party candidate thanked voters for their overwhelming support and said he was committed to serving the people of Kalou. Waweru also thanked God, saying his victory was made possible through faith, perseverance and the support he received during the campaign.
Very excited. We announced as the new member of National Assembly representing Kalou constituency. This is the second member of Parliament for Kalou. Kalou was first constituted in 2013, the new constituency, and was led by the late Honorable Kiaraho, who has served for 3 terms. So I'm the second member of Parliament for this great constituency. First, I wish to thank God for this moment, because without him, I wouldn't be standing here. My slogan was, Kafa Hidarea Guy. I'm here because God has made it possible.
The The High Court has temporarily stopped a government plan to place the Independent Policing Oversight Authority under the Ministry of Interior. Justice David Mboro issued orders suspending the move until a petition challenging the decision is heard and determined. The case was filed by Jonathan Obogi, who argues the plan could undermine IPOA's independence. Nyeri County has recorded the highest number of cancer cases in Kenya according to the National Cancer Institute of Kenya. The latest data shows breast and cervical cancer remain the most common cancers among women. Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale says the government is expanding early cancer screening and increasing the use of technology to improve diagnosis, treatment and prevention across the country.
I went to Jaramogi Oginga Referral Hospital, and among the many things we were launching a mammograph machine. And the vendor who was installing was doing some tests. Close about number of 300-400 women went through the test. And he picked, and these are women from the market in town. And 20% of them were picked to have breast cancer. They didn't know. So what that tells us? We must do diagnostic screening, we must do early screening, early detection, and we must do community sensitization.
11 people have died in a fire at a foster care facility in Algiers, Algeria's capital city. The country's Civil Protection Department said 19 others were injured in the blaze, which firefighters began to tackle at 3:30 local time on Thursday. They were still attempting to extinguish the fire just over 3 hours later when the authorities released an update on the situation. And that's the truth on Radio Generation. Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio Generation. Radio Generation assumes no responsibility or liability for the interviewee's views. This is Radio Generation. In the beginning, there was morning radio. But now there is Radio Generation's The People's Breakfast, curious and bold, getting facts from the shadows.
That's what it is.
Now, as the city wakes and secrets stir, a bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast. Your morning, your voice, your journey. Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights, Radio Generation.
Good morning and welcome back to Radio Generation. Sasa hivi ni mida ya saa mbili dakika 12. This is Radio Generation. My name is Mungala Mbuvi. The People's Breakfast is where you're at. And right now, though, it's time for us to get into this other conversation. We want to look still on issues through the Kalou, the hits, the misses, IBC's role in everything, whether it was before, during, and after. And with us to help us have that conversation is Professor Herman Manyora. Prof, good morning and welcome back to Radio
Gentlemen.
Generation. Si tuko salama? Ulitutoroka?
Ilibidi.
Kwa sababu gani?
Pesa iko nje.
Hapa ndani pesa hakuna.
Tunaenda kuchukua pesa huko.
Namba yako ya M-Pesa ni ile ile?
Ile.
Ni ile ile tu? Haya, angalia simu after like. Angalia. Au kuenda Kalou.
Tulikuwa Kalou, wewe ukusikia?
Alikuwa Kalou.
Tulikuwa
ndio maana.
Sio alikuwa tuli.
Ndio maana huko unapatikana. But welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, to the land of the brook.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mtaonekaniwa siku moja.
Yeah. Ziti, mpatie methali as we ponder on this land of the brook.
This is our final proverb from the Republic of Benin. The thing that is in the belly is what is in the heart.
The thing that is in the belly is what is in the
heart. Yes.
Kile umekula ndio
kiko moyoni mwako.
Fikiria kile ambacho mtu anatilia maanani.
Yeah. Nice proverb, by the way. The thing that is in the stomach is what is in the heart.
Yes. You see all those things you got in Kalou?
Yes.
Yeah, they are what in your heart, yes.
Correct. But then the Kalou people said no. They remain in the stomach.
Prof, there's something we saw yesterday in the news.
Yes.
Tear gassing of the people of Kalou.
Yes.
What was that all about?
Well, I don't want to pretend to know, but since we live in a country called Kenya, we know the police have have this habit of using tear gas carelessly, anyhow. So maybe that was just one of those occasions when the police, they feel the tear gas could expire.
Yeah.
So they have to use. Because frankly speaking, there are places where you see tear gas being thrown, and you wonder, well, what is the point?
You know, something else I noticed, and this is something even the courts have pronounced themselves all over. Mambo ya balaclavas covering their faces and so on and so forth.
With unmarked vehicles.
What is...
Rifles that are not strictly for crowd control. Because guns, big guns are supposed to be personnel guns.
Okay.
Guns for crowd control. But those are assault rifles. So, I mean, who do you want to kill with assault rifles? Those sort of things must stop. Because this is how countries go down. This is how nations go down.
I feel like that
excuse me.
Yeah, well, bless you. That whole issue of police driving in unmarked vehicles, not uniformed, then covering their faces, because I think koti ilisema wanafaa kuwa number one in uniform, wanafaa kuwa na identities zinaonekana vizuri kama zile zinakuanga badge number and their names on their chest.
And for good reason.
Yes, and then we need to identify this officer. You know, it is Professor Manyora, ndio tumeona amepiga CT risasi ama amefire tear gas kama ni tear gas alikuwa narusha, but it seems that has been ignored.
But
completely.
Even more importantly,
and there seems to be no consequences.
When they stop you, they're actually supposed to explain to you why you have been stopped.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, so long as the public are ignorant about the laws regarding their safety and the relationship with the police, then they can only guess at what should happen, and they can only talk about what they've heard other people say. But have you seen a concerted effort to get the public to actually understand the powers of those in the police service, the limitations of the powers they have, and what is required of them by law? Have you seen a concerted effort?
No, I haven't.
Well, neither have I.
Yeah.
I think it's just reading from the old book.
Okay.
Where if you want to control people, fear and terror is an instrument you can deploy. I think that has been overtaken by events.
It has.
We live in times when fear may not work, especially against these young people. I saw a clip, Senator Medhu saying, I'm only 34 years.
Yeah.
Now, a person like that is not like Muga and Manyora. You can't scare people like those. No, there's nothing, you can't scare them.
They think very differently.
Yeah, and if you see, and I've been saying this repeatedly, and I hope some of these things we say reach the ears of the right people. The moment you allow a situation where the police are overpowered by civilians, you are getting very close to anarchy. That should not be good. And if you saw on Kalou, people could see guys with very dangerous weapons.
Yes.
And yet they were refusing to allow them, to intimidate them, to enter polling stations. That tells you that we are moving very close to situations where, in not very distant future, the people would not fear the police. The people would not even care about the police. They will manhandle the police. And that's very dangerous for the country. Nobody should allow the country to get that point. We must leave the police be where they are. I mean, it can be what I used to see when I was young, where two policemen enter a village and arrest 100 people. Wenyewe kwanza wanajifunga kamba. Alafu polisi moja mbele na mwingine nyuma. We are not there. We are in a different, but still there is that element of the police not just being accepted or respected, some small kind of fear. Let's not call it fear, but it nevertheless is something near that. Even by UN standards, the best country, the suggested ratio is 1 to 400, I think, unless I'm wrong.
Okay.
So where you have, if you have the best policing capacity, you have employed one policeman for every 400 people. That is still too much. It can only be a relationship that is managed by force.
Or by compliance. If you have a citizenry who are willing to comply with the law, then you don't really need to police them.
That's what holds the police.
Yes.
And I want to put this to people who may for some reason, maybe not be aware. We could be blaming them, they are not aware. We are talking about people in the security sector. Some of them may not be aware that the relationship between state and society is one where society is more powerful than the state. The people at any one given time are more powerful than the government with its instruments of violence. Because the government has a monopoly of violence. It has the military, it has the police, and all other armed agencies. But collectively, the people wield more power, even physical power, and it has been demonstrated in countries where people stop armies. People, not armed people, stop armies. You saw in Philippines, for example, people standing between two warring factions. So once you get that into your head, that the people are more powerful than the government with all its security forces, then you get an idea of this relationship. It's a relationship where people agree willingly to submit themselves before the law and before others. That we give you the power to govern us. We even give you the police and the military. So that if there are some among us wale wanakuwa excess, hiyo police
deal now
on our behalf.
That's what
it cannot be we are giving you this police to deal with us. That's not the relationship. No. Once you get it that way, you are wrong. So when you look at Kalou and the other instances, you see this is how those in charge are seeing it. They are thinking the people, a country, give the government the power to deal with the people. No! That among us there will be bad elements. So we are giving this police ndio tuishi kwa amani. Sasa deal na hao watu. Tumekupa ruhusa. Tumekupa police, tumewapatia bunduki, tumekupatia police station cells, tumekupa jela, tumekupa askari jela, ili wale miongoni wetu wanaleta nyoko na ujinga.
Hao ndio mtadili na wao.
Sasa hao they don't understand that. They think the police are used to deal with the people. You can't. Because the people are more than you. In a country with about 100 or so thousand, the entire security forces in this country, I don't think it's beyond 250,000.
No.
Ukiweka yote pamoja.
Ukiweka pamoja na jeshi.
Na jeshi.
Plus NYS uongeze pale.
Sasa kwa watu 50 million, hata ukisema adults, we are more than 30 million adults. At the very least. Ama ni uongo?
Ni kweli?
Yeah. If you say people beyond 15, because people who are beyond 15 is are human beings. It's just that majority age. But in countries where there's civil strife, si watoto wa 9 years wako na bunduki. Hata hapa northern Kenya. Si watoto wa 8 years. So
actually the issue that we've had in the North Rift, very many of these so-called bandits are young.
Yeah, young people. Anakuassemblia bunduki paka unatoroka. So if you take age 15 and above in this country, we could be talking as well about 40 million people. So if you are 200,000 armed security, how many people can you kill? That is what the government and those in charge of security ought to operate with as operating manual and the software in their head.
Sawa.
Yeah.
As far as the election yesterday is concerned, of course, we've seen different headlines. It was Ruto versus Gachagua. But what does it really mean going forward? Because it looks like everyone, well, not everyone, but majority of the folks are predicting it as a mini 2027 general election.
You know,
Paul,
we have said
no. Gentlemen, I have to ask. You know, every time people talk generally and say the majority of people, where do you get these statistics that makes you say that the majority of people think this way? If you say some people think, that is beyond question. Some people think that majority. Where do we get these figures?
So nataka tuseme some people.
Yes, some people think that way, but
so Prof,
majority
some people,
no.
You have corrected it.
So some people seem to think that it is
it's
a
too
mini...
early for us to offend Muga. Some people think
Muga doesn't get offended. Some people seem to think that it is a mini 2027 general election.
It's not always true. We have said this many times, CT, that a by-election will be a poor indicator of what will happen in the general election. But nevertheless, there are lessons you can draw from it. Okay? for both sides. Even for those who have won in Kalou.
Yes.
There's a big lesson. The first lesson is that this government under Ruto is prepared to do almost anything to get back to power.
Yes.
If you have not seen that, then you are a fool. That's a good lesson. And they can deploy resources. And you don't know it can fail in Kalou. How sure are you to not work next year? So that's a big lesson.
And how do you think they don't learn from it?
Yeah.
So that now they think differently when you're thinking of 2027.
They should. That's what I'm saying. They should learn from this. Secondly,
yes,
Gachagua and this team must also know it's not going to be a walk in the park. They had to put up a fight. One would expect, for example, if you are in Shire somewhere and Raila is facing a by-election, for example, he may not even go there. He'll just continue with his business as if nothing's happening. But these guys had to fight the entire duration of the by-election. So this should also be an eye-opener to them, that this is not going to be, it is not true that Ruto is vanquished in the mountain. It's not true.
Okay.
Because if it was true, then they couldn't have put up that fight they put up. But the bigger lesson is for Ruto. He must now look at people who have been lying to him.
How so?
Because you think Ruto would deploy those resources if people didn't convince him they will work. And if you are a normal human being, an average human being,
yes,
let us not say everybody, Muga will come for us.
Yeah.
A normal human being,
yes,
the resources, the attention given to Kalou can only mean one thing, that there must have been hope that this thing was winnable. So the first thing for Ruto is to know, listen to what people are telling you with a pinch of salt. No, there are people who are just lying to you. And secondly, for Ruto, he must know it is time to go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
The mountain is more than slippery. Because people have been saying, mountain iko sawa too. Now they know mountain si sawa.
Yeah.
Your mountain si sawa. That's a volcanic mountain. And the volcano has erupted. And this is a year to go. You can imagine how hot the mountain will be for Ruto next year. So he should be prepared. I'm not saying all is lost. I don't look at things in that manner. I'm one of the people who don't look at things in permanence. I see things as always evolving and changing. More so in politics. Politics is very dynamic. He must now begin to look at things differently, believe less those who have been telling, try and cut new friends, come up with new approaches, and concentrate. I've seen, is it Mutai Ngunyo or somebody else, concentrate a lot more in regions.
Yes.
Because you see, what these people normally do is, I hope they send me some check for this. What they normally do, people like Ruto, they take places like Western for granted. City Muga. They take those places for granted. They look at cost so that he can spend 50 million at the cost and proceed to add 2 zeros on that amount of money and spend in the central. This is how it has worked from Moi's time. It has always been like that. Moi will be in Kisumu, insult Luos, live there, 5 million, take a chopper, land in Tumtumu, give a school bus, go to another place, give something else, give 50 million, give in one weekend.
Yes.
So I've witnessed it. I witnessed it myself.
Okay.
Insults to Luos and Luyas, get a chopper, go to Central and pour millions of shillings there. This must tell Ruto to pay a lot more attention.
Yes.
A lot more attention to places like Coast and the Western.
Yes.
Than he has hitherto. Because those ones are given token attention. Wale wakinunuliwa mkate na
wako tu sawa.
But because people learn. You want to tell people Malava are not ashamed of what they are seeing in Kalou. They are ashamed. These things will work. They will have an impact. People telling Luyas thing, munaona nyinyi mnaletewa mkate.
Huko watu wameletewa boat.
Mumeona mpaka boat na kuna leki huko. Mumeona maboti huko. Mumeona magas kala ya Radio Generation, mumeona hizo magas,
mattresses,
mumeona kila kitu
watu huko nasia walikuwa hata kupata change ya 1000 ni shida.
Utapata wapi?
Kila mtu akona
1000,
kila mtu akona fao bana,
sawa, hakuna hata 500. Alafu asubuhi kafea pia. Kafea kanatumwa kwa simu yako. Wacha ile vitu yote umepewa. Sasa siku ya kura jana
unapatiwa kafea.
Unatumia 500 kafea. Never mind that most people are walking to their polling station. Lakini kafea ya kutoka kwa nyumba. Watu wameandika, this is the true case of eating fare. Hii ndio kukula fare.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, and this is, and I'm very serious about these guys buying me tea.
Yes.
The truth is, they must pay a lot more attention to those other areas as they recalibrate and re-engineer the game around the mountain. At the mountain, they must re-engineer the game.
Okay.
In other regions, they must pay more attention.
Perhaps the reason why they didn't pay attention to Malava, for example, is because it wasn't, and I'll be careful using this word, a do or die situation as opposed to Kalou.
Yes.
Because someone would argue that perhaps for Malava it was almost a given that they would get it. But for Kalou, this is now where perhaps the real battleground was. This was ground zero as far as detonating this atomic bomb was concerned. And perhaps that's why they needed to give it more attention. Is that an analysis that can fly?
Well, yes, because Kalou was fairly more important than any of these other by-elections.
Yes.
You see, and this is where both sides went wrong. Each of them made it appear like it was a war between Ruto and Gachagua. And that's what everybody now, once again, everybody city. That's what people began to see it.
Yes.
A war between Ruto and Gachagua.
And Gachagua, yes.
A war between DCP and UDA. A war between government and the opposition. That shouldn't be the case. This is just a by-election like any other. But that's how it was now built. That's how it played out. And that's how we are now concluding that
Ruto has won Ruto has lost the mountain.
Has lost the mountain, and the Gachagua has been confirmed
as the kingpin.
Gachagua has been confirmed as the undisputed king of the mountain.
But honestly speaking,
yes,
how many constituencies are there in the mountain? This is a rhetorical question.
Yes.
If you're talking about population, the population of Kalou constituency is around 79,000.
It was, I think, 74, thereabouts.
70, yes. The population of Malava was 205,000.
Yes.
Yes. So if you're talking importance, what are these parameters that you're using to determine which of these two areas was more important than the other? You know, there are some dominant conversations that people have. Dominant in the sense that many people keep repeating the same conversation over and over. And then they speak it as though it's an absolute and irrevocable truth, and yet it is not. Politics, as it is played in this country,
yes,
is dominated by narratives. There are narratives that tell you repeatedly that Ruto is a micromanager. There's the other one which we heard in the previous hour. Ruto has killed people. Until we challenged that particular narrative, we said, which people did he kill? Then there is this narrative that this is the one that gets my goat. That every Kenyan agrees, and I'm thinking, I'm a Kenyan and me have not agreed.
You have not agreed?
Yeah, no, I definitely, and first of all, what you're saying, I'm hearing it for the first time, so I can't possibly even...
We have heard on your behalf.
Yes, exactly. So, why am I bringing this discussion? I am saying that the other reality of our politics is that there is no president who doesn't have... Well, the narrative is that every president has a kitchen cabinet. But there is a kitchen cabinet and there's an inner kitchen cabinet. These are the whisperers. And these are the ones who are listened to.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that we saw, if we were to take a leaf from the Moi era, Moi had whisperers from every region of the country. Of course, he had the intelligence. He had his DOs and the DCs who gave him the information. There's a different system then. But when you have a system where people align their well-being with telling you what you like, what is lost in that conversation is the truth. You as the leader will not always hear the truth.
Yes.
So when someone tells it to you, you get offended because you feel they're the ones who are lying to you, and yet they're the ones who are actually telling you the truth. The people of Kalou, remember in the first hour when we discussed this, I asked this question, Herman.
Yes.
I told Paul, we are reading the headlines, but these headlines are misleading. What is wrong with us media? They have decided that they are going to take this narrative of Ruto versus Gachagua, and they're going to make it the story about everything that has to do with politics.
Yes.
And I asked the question, why are they not asking the question, what sort of people are these people in Kalou? Because they have been given all these things. It's not that they have refused them. They have taken them. And they are very happy. Even when you look at people, they are quite happy to have received it.
They are preparing breakfast now as you speak.
No, they are okay.
The gas.
We were being told there are people here whose clubs and bars run out of stock on a daily basis, which means there's liquidity. But the question is, they have the clarity of knowing who they want to elect. I could argue that this has very little to do with DCP. You know why? Historically, I look at the Kipipiri election where DP won. Kanu thought they would win the day. They did not. I'm simply saying you have to understand the people you are talking about. These people, how do they think? How do they view politics? How do they view? But since many of our analysts and people who purport to understand the political process never really want to ask themselves what the real question is. How can you talk about Gachagua winning an election when we know Sam Ngodo is the one who stood for that particular post? How? Even if he stood on a DCP ticket, so what? Are you saying if Ngodo had not stood on a DP ticket, he would not have won? We actually don't know. What am I saying? I am saying that the thing that seems to demonstrate the times in which we live in is the preponderance of narratives that are as far removed from the truth as possible. And yet they are dominant because they are the ones which are spoken of repeatedly. So people believe that these narratives represent the truth. What Herman Manyora is talking about with regards to lessons learned gets to the heart of the matter. You cannot say there's nothing to learn from it. In fact, there's a lot to learn from this election. There's a great deal to learn from this election. But it is not what people are saying.
Okay. What they are saying is part of the very many lessons.
It is part of.
Okay.
At the very best. And it is not a big part of it either. The things that set these big changes into motion, it's hindsight that makes us understand what the significance was. Nobody thought that multipartyism would come back at the time it did. Many people did not even believe that Moi would relinquish his job as president when his 2 term came to be, and yet he did. So when we talk about Kalou, and then you juxtapose it to 2027, which will be a national election. The question I want to ask is, so you're telling me you can predict what is going to happen between now and what is going to happen in August that will ensure that the people of Kalou will be thinking exactly the same way? Or you are saying that if they choose someone from DCP as their MP, that they will of necessity choose only DCP as a presidential candidate. And yet DCP doesn't have a presidential candidate. So
I want to read a comment here so that Prof can help us and discuss it. Kuna jamaa anaitwa My Take amesema Jubilee is a loser, not UDA. Ni kama by the tumesahau kabisa that the late MP of Kalou, the former late MP of Kalou was actually a Jubilee member of parliament.
They lost their seat, and not just that, the margin is not even a margin. 190 something votes when the victor has 35,000 or thereabouts.
Yes.
For Jubilee, that's a disaster.
What does this mean for Jubilee as far as, first of all Kalou is concerned, and perhaps the bigger picture that needs also to be discussed?
I think Jubilee is simply an orphan. Jubilee is an orphan and who is sort of living in a modern world. In the African context where Siti and I were born and grew up, nobody was really an orphan. No.
You couldn't be.
You belong to the
No,
community.
not quite an orphan in the sense in which it is today. There were people. You had fathers. Your uncles were fathers. We didn't have word for uncle. I don't know about your place.
No. The uncles had to be my mother's brothers.
Yes, but
my
uncle
father's
for us
brothers who
is
were
your
many.
father.
Those are fathers.
That's your father. So
Yes.
for that reason, then the modern orphan is left desperate.
Genuinely so.
And might even go to a children's home. Just like in the modern world, our children want us to go to old people's homes.
Yes.
So Jubilee is an orphan to the extent that there doesn't seem to be anybody who is taking care of the party. And if they wanted the party to sort of be a party in the sense of a party, then perhaps if Uhuru didn't have time for it, he should just have left it to other people. But unfortunately in this country, these parties, they are only there when the owners of the party are relevant.
Or when they want to be presidential candidates.
Yeah, so you want to use it to be president, and then you are a president. When you leave, the party also goes. Raila dies and ODM dies. Uhuru Kibaki left and PNU went.
Ikaenda tu hivyo.
Hivyo. And so Jubilee just the same route. KANU the same. So there's nothing if you look at it in that sense, there's nothing to talk about Jubilee, nothing to lose. It is already not there.
If the Jubilee party were to actually have a party leader who's very active in politics, because President Uhuru probably is busy doing other things and of course enjoying retirement, and perhaps we've heard also he's taking care of his health. If we had someone who's active day in, day out, just doing the thing, whether it's Matiang'i or it's Jeremiah Kioni, do you think we'd probably be seeing a different kind of result? They might not win, but would their candidate perhaps be somewhere?
It would depend on the dynamics. The dynamics as of now is that the dynamics give us DCP as the party of the mountain.
Okay.
The same dynamics give us Rigathi Gachagua as the people's choice of the mountain.
Okay.
As the king of the mountain. So in that context, Jubilee will still not be anything, even if it was under Matiang'i, at least not on the mountain. Unless, which is not very common here, unless Uhuru then had somebody he had groomed. But preferably again from the mountain. So that when he leaves, somebody takes over. In some countries, even family members, even George Muhoho.
Mbaya.
Yeah, chukua Jubilee. Yeah. In fact, let me tell you, if Muhoho took over Jubilee, although he keeps saying he's not a politician,
he would have decimated DCP.
Yeah, it will be very difficult for Gachagua to emerge. Because Jubilee had nothing. It's not like KANU. KANU ilikuwa na uchafu fulani, na kajina mbaya. There's nothing. Jubilee had no bad name. It's just that Uhuru had lost favor with the people of the mountain.
But it also tells you something about the people of the mountain that we keep referring to. Remember, Nyandarua has 5 constituencies. In the last election, UDA won 3, Jubilee won Kalou and Kinangop. Okay?
Professor, any simu yako inatetemeka?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ideally, if Jubilee was as powerful as we suggest, we should have won all 5 constituencies. Because that is a mountain constituency. I mean, a mountain county.
Yes.
You see, the question, you see what I'm asking, exactly what's going on in my mind. How do I understand the relationship that these people have with politics? Because Uhuru was not disliked. Uhuru was hated. By the time people are telling a sitting president he can take that road and take it back to Gatundu, you know that they've told you everything. Okay? What did he do? The argument is that because of the policies that he had, people started doing badly in business. But that's the same thing they said about Kibaki. They said, no, Kibaki is not encouraging them to do good business.
Yes.
And you're asking, okay, so what is he doing not to encourage you to do good business? Yes, I mean, you have to be specific. What is this thing that he is doing? The man was streamlining things. Kibaki was getting rid of these briefcase contractors who never built anything and yet would receive money. Okay? He offended some people along the process. So now you go back and you find the time when Uhuru was elected, God's name was evoked so many times. And I said, hey, God. So you have a disputed election and God is involved. This is strange God.
Yes.
I even started thinking the God I think of and this one that is being spoken of here is different.
Yeah.
And then this guy gets hated.
Yes.
Ruto was praised to high heaven. Now, if there's a scale for measuring hatred, he's reached a scale that has never been seen before. The person who competed with him closely was Raila. Okay? But this one of Ruto's is stratospheric. So why? Because he broke promises. Really? I think the very DNA of a politician is to make promises and to break them. And it's not that they seek to break promises. When they make promises, they assume these things can be done. Then they get in those positions and the reality hits them. It can be done, but not quite the way they thought. Talk to any member of parliament who made promises, they will tell you these things can be done, but not quite the way I thought before I got
The
here.
wall can be built by Trump, but not in the manner he thought.
Yes.
Kuna Wafula hapa ametuambia, gentlemen, you're feigning ignorance of the fact that the run-up to yesterday's by-election, the narrative was that had UDA won, it would have been a pointer that Ruto was going to win next year.
Narrative by whom? Well, I'm asking that person directly. Narrative by whom?
But kuna watu kadhaa city actually alisema hivyo, including Maliba alikuja hapa akasema hivyo.
That's why I said narrative by whom. Maliba's leaning is towards Mashinani. Okay? So he represents that perspective. It wasn't his view.
Yeah.
He didn't claim it as his own. That was the point of view that he was putting across.
No, but actually, anyway, another comment here I'll read. Danson Kenya amesema, Mbuvi, Kindiki pronounced Ol Kalou was government contest against DCP. And it's on record. So he's asking, when did that change? Prof, when we you're tushaongelelea. Lakini, speaking of what you have just said, that it has emerged that Gachagua cannot be ignored in the mountain.
Yes.
Going forward now, in the united opposition or in the opposition alternative government coalition, what does this now mean for those folks who want to be president?
I think nothing much has changed. It just confirms that if you want to talk to the mountain people, you will do it through Gachagua. And that in a big way, he will influence next year's election. Whether he runs or supports somebody, the person who gets his support, even in the process of nomination for the flag bearer, that person will have a head start over the others. But there's something that is not being seen by many people.
Which is?
Which is, from the time Gachagua was working to become deputy president, because he was working. Yeah, those of us who were there could see it. I even remember my last appearance with him on TV. I remember telling him, "Bana, you kitu wewe utakuwa deputy." About a few months before. Na usinisahau. Yeah, so
alikusahau?
Ajanisahau.
Oh.
He's not a bad man.
Okay.
So all the way until he was elected in that manner, the night of long knives, and then when he became deputy president, and then when he was removed, Gachagua has been moving slowly but surely to becoming the main man in Mount Kenya.
Since before he became DP.
Yes. And there have been obstacles.
Yeah.
The first obstacle in his way is that he didn't even look anything, leave alone presidential. You know that, eh?
I remember there were all these conversations about his dress code.
Yeah, even how he eats, and all those things.
Yeah.
I want you to see that trajectory. He has been moving steadily, and some of these things he's leaving behind, and managing to create a position for himself that he now occupies. And when you add on Ol Kalou, Rigathi Gachagua is moving to a point where not many people are seeing.
Which is where?
Many people still say Gachagua is good, he's respected, he's loved, people love what he's doing because people hate Ruto and he's doing what they want to hear. He's saying the things they want to hear by hitting at Ruto. But the president, no. This is what you hear. But I want to tell you, just like he has managed to do impossible things along the way,
yes,
this last one, Gachagua could as well achieve.
And by
that simply means
president
to create now the image of our president, acceptability, and this old Kalou thing pushes him closer to that one final push he needs. And my friend, at the right time, Gachagua could very easily present himself for presidency in this country. Yeah. He's not been doing these things just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And if anybody is sitting somewhere and thinking Gachagua will make him president, let them think very hard.
Medipatia goosebumps, Prof.
Why?
Why? Oh, I know.
But I don't know what you know.
I can guess.
I don't know what you know. Yes, City.
You know, if you look at the hostility that President Ruto had in Kalou, and yet he garnered 13%.
Yeah.
My mind is taken back to the Kanu days, where you'd find a Kanu candidate gets 10,000, and the candidate who wins gets maybe 30,000. I'm talking about the region I come from. At that time, I didn't fully understand the import of it.
Yes.
As I grew old and taken interest in politics, I realized that Kanu had actually done very well, not dismally. That same region, Raila under Uhuru, who was disliked, with 21%. So, if there are people who don't support you and there's a totality to that despondency, you should get 1 or 2%, not 2 digits of a percentage.
Okay.
So, what it tells you that all is not as lost as people would make it. Whether Prof is right, you don't do what Gachagua was doing so that you can just lead people, no, and not be in a position of power, authority, no. You do it so that sio ati ni wewe wa kusema, wewe ni yule msee, as your generation would say it. Yes, you are the go-to person, and go to for purposes, so that you can be in a position where you can aim for the highest office in the land. That is that is now real politics, and real politics also tells you that he doesn't want it for somebody else; he wants it for himself. Yes, but it's how. Do you really think President Ruto was campaigning that hard for President Uhuru, so that, or when he was with Raila, he was campaigning for Raila because he wanted Raila? The politicians who understand this game campaign for themselves. But they are smart enough to recognize at this moment in time
there are obstacles.
Yes. So let me support this person as I move along. And they keep edging and moving along, and you can actually see the trajectory. Yes.
And me, I would not be surprised if Gachagua lands in State House at one point. I wouldn't be surprised. He's been moving towards it, but people are seeing the obstacles only. They are not seeing the steps and the moves he's making. They are only seeing the obstacles. Even when he overcomes them, they don't. They see the next one. They are still stuck in their mind. And the guy is moving every passing day, and every activity, every event like Kalou pushes him closer to that point where it will be inevitable that he goes for the presidency and the people support him.
Let me ask, how possible or impossible is it that one day we wake up just before 2027 elections and we see a merge between President Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua once again?
How is it? How impossible?
How possible or impossible?
There's nothing like the word impossible is never used in politics.
Not in this country.
No, almost everywhere.
Tunaweza amka siku moja tusikie.
Yeah. If Raila could be with Ruto, I mean, how many people thought that possible? At least with Uhuru, maybe kidogo, they were from the same breed. They grew up together.
Dynasty.
Yeah, these are the same dynasties. The Kina Uhuru boys, the boys, Uhuru, the young Uhuru, they will be running up in Jaramongi's compound with Kina Ruth Odinga, we've been told. So that wasn't quite difficult to fathom. But Ruto and Raila sitting together to have tea and working together, who could have imagined that possible?
Remember they had a fallout early on. And after that fallout, the things that were said, one would never have seen it. Yeah, I mean, even if you are as smart as a teacup, there's absolutely no way you could have foreseen that, and yet it happened.
And it is not just here. How could Mandela sit with those Wazungus after what they did to him?
27 years
a man puts you in
incarcerated.
for 27 years. You leave your young, beautiful wife. Come back when she's an old, haggard woman. I mean, and then you still sit with them. So I think human nature is that there is that nature of human beings we want to think, we want to not to see. People are naturally good. People are just good. It is circumstances that force people like City to become bad and not buy me tea. But inside them, they're just good people. So this forgiving thing is a human nature. Because if the world wasn't peopled by people who have this forgiving thing, the world would not be there. People will have killed each other. The fact that people can stay together after people have done all manner of things to them should show you that by human nature, we are good people.
Okay.
And we are forgiving. And we are understanding. So, Ruto, to sit down with Gachagua, to me, I will not. Many people will be disappointed. Again, many people. But it will not be surprising.
Okay.
No, not to anybody who is reasonable. No, it won't be surprising. And they will always create reasons. Raila told us he agreed to work with Ruto because the military was taking over. Somebody told him, so what?
Yeah, the person who said him, so what, clearly doesn't understand what that meant. Military taking over. The first thing that suffers, the constitution is suspended.
Yes.
Just that.
I think for that particular person, it was just like, of all the things, of all the strategies, of all the reasons,
So to answer your question more directly, yes, I would not be surprised if Ruto worked with Gachagua tomorrow.
Because right now
it looks most unlikely today, given what Ruto has done to Gachagua. But look here again. If Ruto didn't do to Gachagua what he did to Gachagua, would Gachagua be the man he is today? Would he be anywhere near presidency?
In fact, he'd be
like Jesus.
He would be further from it.
Yes. The Christians feel pained to watch the Christ on the cross. But do they must also accept that if Jesus wasn't crucified, then they would not be worshipping.
There would be no Christianity.
There's no Christianity. So there are certain things that look painful, but sometimes are necessary.
Right now, if the headlines are anything to go by, it seems that Gachagua is a very valuable commodity right now. Hotcake.
Where is he a hotcake?
If we go with that narrative of he has defeated not Raila, he has defeated Ruto in the mountain, and if indeed he does command the mountain, just like Prof has said, then those are very much needed votes, man.
But there's something else before Sit, so that he can respond in the remaining minutes. I know time is dying. City, do you know there's something inescapable in the country, and this is that the rise of Sifuna has unsettled a lot of politicians, not just Ruto, including those in the united opposition, badly, and they are rattled. This victory for Gachagua helps restore some lost glory and control. Yeah, because
it
if you look at the Kangatas and the rest and Lindi Nyoros and a few more who are going to emerge, Gashagua's foothold was beginning to get challenged. And this victory on all Kalou is very important.
It has thwarted all that.
Yes, it is extremely important. It makes people like Rum Kangata think twice before they do the things they are doing, which would appear to be in direct confrontation with Gachagua.
Gachagua.
Yeah. So this Kalou is very important to Gachagua.
You know, you're talking about a region, and I'm talking about the mountain region.
Yes.
Who people whose electoral processes and patterns have indicated more than anything else that, with the exception of the time when there was a Matiba standing on Ford Asili, they tend to vote for people, not parties. Because if you look at the diversity of people who get elected from different parties, that is often an indication. It's like the Western region. Western region is also fairly democratic when it comes to how they elect.
Yes.
Kisii, fairly democratic. And it tells you, this is my interpretation, that they're willing to go with the party, but they prefer the individual they're voting for. And that's the mountain.
Which is a good thing.
It is an excellent thing. The mountain region has done that for a very long time. Yes. I'm glad you bring in the discussion of Sifuna, because if it were not so, the pronouncement by Gachagua about Linda Mwananchi going to that region would not have occurred if Sifuna was insignificant.
Yes.
Sifuna and his brigade are not insignificant.
Correct.
Because they have brought about something that no other political leader, as we speak currently, is able to do. But they are not leaving anybody out. Currently, what they are able to do in terms of amassing people at their rallies, there is no politician we have in the country right now who is actually able to do that.
No, it's true.
Now, if you look at just the optics of that, that in itself is bound to be disturbing for any legacy politician or somebody who's been the leader of a political party. It is very, very disturbing. Because it means one thing which is unique about Linda Mwananchi. It is appealing to Kenyans across the tribal divide. Now that is problematic.
Tychicus Ogotio amesema hata sidhani nimesema jina vizuri, but anyway amesema the vote in all Kalou was a vote against Ruto and UDA. It was not really a vote to elect a leader who will represent them. The people wanted to shame the president and settle scores.
I share that view. I think by and large, and I said this was framed in that manner. It was framed as a contest between Ruto and Gachagua, between UDA and DCP, between government and opposition. That's how it was framed, and that's how it played out. And each side fed into that narrative.
Okay.
And they played within that frame. If you listen to what the Gachagua side was saying, they were talking about what the government was doing to the people of Kalou. If you saw the things that were being done in Kalou for the candidates, surely could the candidate do those things?
No.
The candidate couldn't do those things.
Very true.
The entire government was on the ground. Could the candidate bring those people on the ground? Principal secretaries, CEOs of state corporations, cabinet secretaries. Could he do that? Could he mobilize government resources?
Police presence.
He couldn't. So it is not just even a narrative.
Yeah.
It is the truth as it played out on the ground.
Okay.
That this contest was between the government and UDA on the one hand, and the Gachagua and DCP and the people of the mountain on the other side. That's how it played out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor, asante sana.
Asante sana.
Tumefikia kilele na tunakushukuru tena sana, usipotee sana.
Mimi niko sasa niko sana manake siasa imeanza. Tutakuja kuchapa siasa katika maeneo haya ya RG.
Naam.
Ikiwa ni radio generation. But by the way,
yes,
allow me to congratulate you people. You are doing a wonderful job. People are talking about this RG, this radio generation. You know you are young, and the job you are doing, stations will take long to get here.
There's a very good team behind everything that you see.
It is wonderful. You people, congratulations.
Asante sana.
You're moving well. The way you are handling your staff, the caliber of people you bring, so that Manyora, and you're the lowest of the caliber. You bring hot guys here. No, by the way, you are doing very well.
The numbers.
Somebody must tell you. You know, we live in a world where few people want to say thank you. Because I believe strongly that if we all said thank you a little more often, the world will be a better place. And we must say thank you because the sort of conversations you are bringing to the people of Kenya, we must just say asante.
Asante sana Professor for those kind words, lakini usijidunishe sana. You have actually contributed heavily to the success of the station as well. Asante sana. Folks, don't go too far. We are taking a short break, but we will be right back.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. This is the Radio Generation News.
Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno. Police are investigating the killing of a night watchman during a break-in at a boarding school in Kitale, Trans Nzoia County. The body of 39-year-old Julius Masinde was found behind the school's parking area after students discovered vandalized water taps early on Wednesday. Detectives have launched investigations into the incident. Political analyst Herman Manyora has condemned the violence witnessed during Thursday's Kalou parliamentary by-election. Speaking on Radio Generation today, Manyora questioned the deployment of security officers in unmarked vehicles carrying assault rifles, saying there was no justification for such a show of force. He warns that confrontations between police officers and citizens could lead to cases of anarchy.
I've been saying this repeatedly, and I hope some of these things we say reach the ears of the right people. The moment you allow a situation where the police are overpowered by civilians, you are getting very close to anarchy. That should not be good. And if you saw on Kalou, people could see guys with very dangerous weapons.
Yes.
And yet they were refusing to allow them to intimidate them, to enter polling stations. That tells you that we are moving very close to situations where, in not very distant future, the people would not fear the police. The people would not even care about the police. They will manhandle the police. And that's very dangerous for the country. Nobody should allow the country to get that point. We must leave the police be where they are.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission says it will take action against those responsible for disrupting voting during the Kalou parliamentary by-election yesterday. In a statement issued after polling closed on Thursday, the commission condemned incidents of violence and intimidation reported in isolated areas, but maintained that the overall voting exercise was peaceful. IEBC said elections must remain free, fair and peaceful, warning that those found responsible for disrupting the process will face legal action. A day after a protected witness testified about allegedly transporting suspects in the murder case of former Kasipul MP Charles Ongondo Were, the late lawmaker's wife and son have recounted the events leading up to his killing. The family gave their testimony in court as the murder trial continued. It also emerged that two of the suspects charged in the case were neighbors of the slain MP's home.
That's when I spoke to my brother who called and informed me of the unfortunate incident that Dad was murdered. Dad was murdered at a city mortuary roundabout in Nairobi.
The one with the specs in a white shirt is my neighbor at home. From my home to his home, it's around 600 meters. Def Kalou. It's Alan Ogola, the one with the jacket. When I decided to call my husband, unfortunately, the person who picked my husband's phone was his bodyguard, namely PC Alan Ogola.
The US President Donald Trump has accused China of interfering in the 2020 US presidential election and claimed there were major weaknesses in America's voting systems. Speaking from the White House, Trump repeated allegations of voter fraud and foreign interference in the 2020 election, which he lost to former President Joe Biden.
First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening.
And that's the truth on Radio Generation. Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio Generation. Radio Generation assumes no responsibility or liability for the interviewee's views. This is Radio Generation. In the beginning, there was morning radio. But now there is Radio Generation's The People's Breakfast, curious and bold, getting facts from the shadows.
That's what it is.
Now, as the city wakes and secrets stir, a bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast, your morning, your voice, your journey. Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights, Radio Generation.
Good morning and welcome back. 10 minutes past 9 o'clock. My name is Mungala Mbuvi. Siti Muga ako kwenye studio. Watu wa Kalou mwambaje. And the reason I'm asking is because, the excitement around that area, I don't think I've ever seen that kind.
It's not just that area. Oh, no. There are very many one-term proponents who are happy to bet. They are gleeful. Every time they speak to you, they just jump on the spot.
Yes. Na nini pia, watu wa Murima. Watu wa Mlima sijui kama wana agree na hii mambo. Wacha leo nitaenda nifanye kanini ka survey kadogo. Unajua kwa kwetu pia tunaishi na watu kidogo wa Mlima hapa na pale. Niende nikaulize kama wewe unaona aje Joroge unafikiria namna Wajiko urauga ati amani.
You know something, Paul? The thing about our elections, when we talk about how we vote,
this
is an opportunity for you to look at the responses that people have, because this is just one by-election in the entire country. And look at the diversity of responses. It will tell you very clearly how we vote.
Very true.
Okay?
Yes.
Because many of the people who are happy here, they don't know Sami Ngodo. They have never met him. In fact, they only came across him because he was the ballot box. But now, because he has won, it is a very big thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I had to ask the question, why is it a big thing? Again, depending on someone's leanings.
Yes.
I will know their leaning when they tell me why they are happy.
Let's ask the politician in the house. Our guest today is Abdirashid Biliki Hassan. He's a founder, Biliki Foundation, but also he's an MCA aspirant in South Sea, where he also lives and serves. Biliki, karibu tena sana.
Asante sana. Thank you for having me.
Karibu sana.
I'm glad to be back.
Last time tulikuwa tunaongea about your philanthropy work, lakini leo tumeotaka kuongea siasa na wewe.
Yes.
Kalou jana uliona?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on what happened?
Let me just sum it up to, I think UDA should know that they can't be popular everywhere.
Yeah.
Kuna mali zingine you just let it go, And for politics, I think if you force some things the throat on some people that don't want you, at the end of the day, ukishindwa, it becomes even much bigger story.
Yeah.
I think why it became a public outcry, the way UDA were campaigning in Kalou. Free gifts. I heard even barabara ilijengwa going to the polling station at night.
Sio mzuri.
Usiku ndio walikuwa na grade.
So these people are not watu si wajinga unajua. They could see, and the political temperature enyewe vile unaona things are not on their side, on that Mlima side. I think they would have just campaign normally without doing excessive things.
True.
But it shows pia political wise that Gachagua is gaining traction in Mlima side. But we congratulate the MP elect, and I hope for the 1 year imebaki afanyie watu wa Kalou kazi, because yeye ameingia saa ya campaign, getting into seat at the campaigning season.
Actually yeye ni kama ataendelea tu campaign.
Utapiga tu campaign kutafuta 2027, So but all the best to him. And siasa ndio, I think that is the first by-election that imekuja na a lot of watu wamefurahi zaidi hata kuliko zile zingine tulikuwa na watu wanasema Rol Kalou.
It was the only one, by the way. I keep repeating, it is the only one. There was nothing to interfere with it. Ni moja tu.
Okay.
And the gap is
and then look at how it was hyped.
Unajua pia acha nikuulize Hassan.
Yes.
Because kuna of course watu wanasema ati DCP sifurahia sana. Because juzi tulikuwa na by-election huko Kasipul.
Yes.
ODM walisimamisha mtu.
Yes.
DCP wangesimamisha mtu kweli Kasipul wangepata wangekaribia percentage.
They could have.
But no, nasema kusimamisha ndio wangesimamisha.
But kupata.
But in terms of the percentages if here we are looking at 83% versus 5%.
They took the smart move of just letting it go out. I think the same thing UDA wangetumia tu.
Wewe umeona mtu wa ODM akisimama Rol Kalou?
Hapana.
I think Ruto pia ange sense how the ground was on the day ya funeral ya
Mheshimiwa
Kiarao. Yes. The way the crowd moved on Gachagwa's side will have told him a lot about.
Yeah. But imagine, I am very glad that he did what he did because number one, I don't see any shame in the
No, it's politics. At the end of the day, campaigning.
Compero.
Kapsa. And the way they accepted it was mature. And I think whatever happened yesterday, the Gunism na hizo zote,
the police interference.
One. If as a government, it should not let that go. Because if that is a trend itachukua then campaigning hata yeye mwenyewe in Mlima Kenya is going to
see dust.
Yes, but
let me say this, this goonism that people speak of in our politics, it is being presented as though it has reached heights that we've never actually seen before. That's actually not true. No, it's not true. When you talk about goonism, you have to be specific.
Okay.
Do you hear of goons in northeastern Kenya?
Not that I have observed.
What we used to hear in those old days was bandits.
Yeah.
Goons. You don't hear of goons.
Yeah.
Do you hear of goons in your neck of the woods?
Kitui sijasikia goons.
Do you hear of goons in Kajiado County?
Sijasikia.
What I'm trying to say is that there are certain hotspots in this country where you see goonism. There are others that have had young men practicing or applying their trade of what they call security, which is essentially exporting violence or bringing it closer to the people. There are places that have had this for the longest time. Part of the hue and cry is because now people see it to be growing in areas that one didn't see it before.
Yeah.
Okay? So it is alarming, all right?
Yeah.
For instance, in the so-called region of the mountain, one didn't hear much about goonism.
Oh, yeah.
One heard of Mungiki. Okay? Those weren't goons. That was just purely organized crime. The criminals. They were not political thugs or anything. No, they understood that this violence that they perpetrated had to have an economic end to it. So again, when we talk about some of these things, there is a narrative that politicians like using. Everyone, Kenyans, the whole of Kenya. No. May I question it? You have to be specific. When you say something, where exactly do you find this thing you're saying? If you're talking about the joy that people have, yes. There are people who are one term right across the country. Okay? And they'll be happy with this win. So the question is, why are they happy? I mean, it's not a rhetorical question. I'm actually asking.
In my opinion, they feel like this is the first step towards achieving their one-term goal.
Billy, what do you think?
For the one-term movement, why they're happy?
I mean,
those who are happy about
the
loss of UDA in all Kalou.
Why are they happy?
I think a lot of people have the mentality that one term wasn't possible at all. Kwanza to remove
an
incumbent. But pia we need to face the fact that all Kalou doesn't mean
the rest
the
of
presidency. He's popular in some areas as well. So Juicy, I think the Infotrack put him on the highest percentage. So I think one-term movement shouldn't be. They should celebrate, yes, but there's a lot to be done, Bado, because we need a candidate that Kujanayo useme one term is able to match Ruto's energy. Na even replacing him, it won't be
difficult.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to South Sea.
Yes.
Kuna mtu hapa nimeona ameandika kitu, sijui kama ni because kuona labda wewe ndio utatuambia. Anaitwa Chris. Chris 4. Chris anasema ati I saw Biliki and Mosiri are brushing shoulders. What was the problem? Did you brush shoulders with
on Tuesday? I was called by a resident on Tuesday about harassment of because what happened? Mosiri had I think he has a team squeezing cameras working with him.
Yes.
So they knocked to that resident's house. Wakaambia tufungulie gate, there is a Rosi were coming out of your house. So the approach that he took was very harsh.
Okay.
Unajua wezi lazima kwanza explain. Before explaining he went with the camera. So when I was called nikifika pale kwa nyumba he was already heated up. So when I asked him, the issue of sewage in South Sea is much bigger than what you think. Why the residents are now even discharging raw sewer out the house? Because the main reticulation pipes are blocked.
Why?
So there is a contractor on site doing the expansion drainage works in South Sea.
Yes.
So I think at jana vile that incident happened, it caused a lot of, because he posted it on TikTok and he posted it in a way that it was edited, that
it didn't present the full picture.
Yeah, unajua kwake I think he was looking for it to trend.
Okay.
So he made it like we were disagreeing and fighting. While the main hata vile mina yetu tuliwachana hapo, we agreed on let's get a task force to come and first establish why is this blockage coming back to? Because the house that is in question was built in 1977. So I told him 1977 South Sea had the best drainage and plan. There was nowhere
South
that you could build.
South Sea was the place to live.
Yeah. So I told him
it was a very organized community.
Yes. So I told him this house, ingekuwa it is a new apartment, we will have maybe said he is built on a sewage line. But you can see this is an old house.
Yeah.
When we asked the resident why she was doing what she was doing, she said they've written countless letters to Nairobi Water to address, because when it rains, if it doesn't rain, the sewage is still blocked and comes back to her house. So what it does, the sewage was running through her backyard, raw sewer. So when she was what she did, which was wrong, was to get the pipe and drain it out to the stormway.
Essentially, she redirected
it. So I told him from a county perspective, you should do enforcement in a systematic way. You can't come to someone's house and burst with videos. It was very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. Secondly, nikamwambia, if you had a county enforcement team with you, Nairobi Water with you, you came with facts and said that, because the next day it brought now fact-finding mission. We went to the ground.
Yeah.
The MD of Nairobi Water sent his team, NEMA sent their team.
Yeah.
You know what we discovered? That the drainage works have been going on for the last 17 months. And it's a 200-meter...
17 months?
17 months.
Ka stretch ka 200 meters.
Hey. So number one, he's blocked the existing
drainage.
And
this contractor has a name?
He has a name. Na si ati amekwama juu ya pesa ni incompetence number one. We discovered that because we asked the engineer, why are you guys not removing this contractor, or what is the issue? He said the contractor was told to go back to his job because the first time he put the new sewer line on top of the old sewer line.
Even
so he has to now remove
those things.
He had to go back. So in Gambia 17 months, we were thinking there's a very big drainage works going on, so we were waiting. There's no works going on, number one. Number two, nikamwambia now, where is the main exit line? So we went to Mombasa Road, where now the main exit line for South Sea is located. That now connects to the trunk sewer for Nairobi.
Ile
nenda Ruai. It now terminates from Mombasa Road towards South Sea. When I went there, I found now South Sea drainage the main blocked.
Yes.
So there is a very small area. Maji you can't block it and it stays. It has to look for.
So
ikatafuta mahali inaenda sasa direct kwa Mbagathi River. Full flow to Mbagathi River. So I now contacted the regional guy for Nairobi. This is a bigger mess than what you guys think. Because number one, you cannot cut off the main exit line without creating an alternative. That's why we have so much siwa on the roads. I don't know if you've been to South Sea now.
I have been to South Sea, but I want to understand one thing. But they kuna hapo
Rubies.
Kuna ka shopping center hapo, but your place ni chafu.
Now that's where the pipe passes. Because now it's blocked from Mombasa Road. Imekuja the overflow now comes up.
Na sioni mtu akiripa hiyo place, by the way.
17 months.
Oh, that is the stretch we are talking about.
Yes. This guy isn't making the reticulation pipes. No, it is just one exit. That's where they're expanding, because now the pipes are small, the main exit ones, and more than 65,000 residents. So what he was doing was to expand the exit line. Now expanding that exit line, though image was 17 months. We came to establish si ati ni contractor jalipwa. Ama contractor kona issue, ama misimamishwa na kotini. You know, it is just pure incompetence.
Amelipwa tu na hayuko.
Hayuko, siku moja pia even the excavators now on the road, culverts on the, it looks like a war zone.
Do you know, I've been wondering by the, because I've actually, because there's like a place where I usually go and buy nini apple. And then what's the thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, so I passed there often. I was actually there over the weekend, and I usually ask,
it's disastrous,
what exactly is going on here? Sioni mtu anachimba, sioni any contract on site, sioni hata mfanyikazi, sioni hata yani, and then we are stuck in traffic. And I ask myself, what on earth is actually causing this traffic? And I don't see it.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
So huyo jamaa tu alilipwa na kaenda kulala.
Anakuja siku ile anataka, anafanya siku vile anataka. You know, there's no person supervising it. There's it's very unfortunate now mtu kama Musiria to come and bring politics. I think he was playing politics, and whatever was happening there, I think online watu waliziona. But that now brought up the fact finding that happened yesterday, which now we're going to follow up on Monday. I think we've called for a meeting with the MD of Nairobi Water. If he has time next week, we go and see him. Now we discussed, number one, the issue for the contractor. Why is it taking time? What are the issues? And how is Nairobi Water? Because if a contractor has a contract with them, it states every step.
Milestone.
Hata asipofanya kazi, there are clauses that take care of that, you know. Secondly, the person that has to now fight for this is the sitting MCA, which unfortunately I don't even think he knows the contractor's name. Atawacha kuangalia pipe, hata contractor ni nani, I don't think he knows. Because it is passing right through the MCA's office. Do you know where you're saying?
Yes. Office yake iko hapo. Si iko hapa.
You see where the sewage is? 20 meters from the sewage. The main now sewage that is flowing through South Sea Shopping Center. 20 meters is the MCA's office. So it is the one who now has to fight the people at Nairobi Water to push for this expansion works to finish. No. But
you want to be the MCA. This is the question I want to ask you. What is your plan for South Sea?
Number one, I need to bring order. First and foremost, the order imepotea South Sea.
Explain please what you mean by order.
Order entails a lot of things. Order entails 3 things. Now, whoever is building, there's a lot of expansion and building works going on in South Sea. We have to have a plan. These trucks coming in, where are they going to park? When are they going to come in? There's no order for number one. Secondly, there's so many mushrooming businesses coming up. People are selling chapatis right on the sewer line. You know, there's someone just opening a business out of his house in Jack. You can paint your house, you can brand your house the way you want. You see, those are ISO things that build up to making the place look like a swamp. So number one, order should be restored. Number two, things like now sewage, roads are always affected because there is too much pressure being put on the infrastructure. Without going forward on building, let's first address the ailing infrastructure in South Sea. reticulation pipes are still small. You know, from 47,000 people in the 2009 census shows you that number has maybe 30 or 40% added to 2026 now. Those sewer lines cannot, even if we do expansion lines for the exit, those reticulation pipes cannot hold the amount of
the sewage for the number of people that South Sea currently have.
It can't. So what is the master plan for Nairobi Water to do to address now South Sea issues?
Do they have a master plan?
They do have, but I was shocked when I was told 51% of Nairobians are only connected to the sewer line. 49 are not.
Oh, that has been a reality for quite some time.
That's so when you tell them, can we expand, and Nairobi Water now even tells you, we haven't even connected some areas in Nairobi.
Yeah, but that is not your business. If they haven't
that
connected,
doesn't care.
No, that is shida yako.
So the best way here is whoever now is building apartments, first of all, should identify their sewer line, where they're going to pass. Those ones now, they are new apartments on existing sewer line. What they can do is expand the recreation under their side. There are people who are doing it right now in their at their own cost. So they connect their pipes to one existing main trunk. At least that would now solve a bit of
that's a partial solution.
That's a partial, because that's all we can do as the residents.
Okay, let me ask, do you have a residents association?
We do. That's what I even wanted to talk about today. We have a very weak.
Then instead of me asking, why don't you talk about it then?
Okay. Now, Sakaja County Government made something called a boroughs department. Ideally, in major cities, boroughs like London, boroughs work directly with it's like a decentralized government under the county government, where now boroughs should work with associations. The chairman for that South Sea Residents Association, sit down, come up with your own security plan, come up with your own environmental plan. You see now, residents association, if they were firm and strong, we wouldn't have the issues we have in South Sea.
Okay.
Number one, if they were really strong, because public participation starts with them. For you to even build, you need to go through that association. Let's say you're building in Mugoya. In that area, there's an association for that estate.
Yes.
If they sign and say, we don't want city building in Mugoya, you won't build. But if you're weak and you don't even know the powers you have, the chairman, if he's not a firm chairman, will sign for you the public participation.
Yes.
So Shida Imanzia, number one, very weak association. Yes. Currently, we're trying to build. I've started registering the businesses that are first in South Sea. We've registered 186 businesses so far. So what we're trying to do is first have a stakeholder meeting, enlighten people on the powers that associations have. You see, once you're in South Sea, you can create your own network of a government where you cannot allow some things to happen. The associations have their own power by law, because that's why they're registered under the Societies Act. If they do not want a certain development to happen, they can write to the county government to stop it. If the signatures are enough to create a petition to do it, they'll stop it. No. So it still starts with now ground up. How do we strengthen our associations?
Yeah.
How do we bring the residents together to have one voice? A lot of people are self-centered now. Mtu akiingia kwake anasafisha kwa kitu. He doesn't care what is happening outside his estate, which is very wrong. So there's a lot of issues now bundled up in South Sea. But resident association need to be active, need to be vibrant. They need to fight for now the resident, because if you're a chairman for the estate, you're the leader for that estate. Unaelewa? Leo ukikuwa na uchafu, you are the leader for that estate. Security can still be managed through the association. Like Parklands before, they used to have something called community policing, where they are even supported by the police station by giving them extra security.
But I remember seeing that, yeah.
You see, security at that moment was very tight in Parklands. The same can happen in all associations. So we need to strengthen those associations. The Barrows department is sleeping on their job. You know, their main job is to connect the ward administrators with City Hall. It's like now decentralizing the City Hall services down to the residents. So there's a gap, and there's someone that is not doing what they were told to do.
Yeah.
You see the issue for drainage now that is happening in South Sea. The first person that should address and bring synergy between Nairobi Water and the residents is the Barrows department.
Yeah.
You know, we have a ward administrator, we have a sub-county commander. There's a lot of people the devolved government has put in place. But you know how it works.
You know what the governor of Nairobi talks about works very well so long as it remains in theory.
Yeah.
It works perfectly in theory. We already have a decentralized county, and I'm going to explain what I mean. The moment you have sub-counties, that is a structure that is allowed for within our constitution. Okay? Now, but how do you make them an effective administrative unit for a county? What do you need to devolve? You need to devolve administration, first of all, meaning all these offices that you see in the county offices where you're told this one deals with Dandora, this one deals with Westlands, this one deals with God knows what. Essentially, those people should be in the areas that they work in, just for starters, so that they are,
Kweli.
so that they are there.
Where you work, yes.
Not that the people of Dandora have to go to City Hall. No. They are actually there.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Those units need to have courts within it. You've heard of Makadara courts.
Yeah.
Makadara courts is not separated from the administrative unit of the sub-county. Okay? So everything that is required, this is what ideally it should be. If you talk about revenue collection, each sub-county has its boundaries. You have a clear demarcation of what they do, what they have, the money they make. That county must have the capacity to collect revenue. The revenue is not for itself, it's for the county, but so that you know. Ideally, if that particular sub-county has a population of more than 250,000 people, it qualifies to be a city. The other things it needs, but it qualifies to be a city. According to what you call the Urban Areas and Cities Act, it can be a city. Everything that takes people from where they live to the county offices needs to be at that level where you have these units that are decentralized. Okay?
All services.
Yeah, literally. So the only thing that goes to the county government is when it's something that is beyond them.
Yeah, maybe titling.
Yes. We're not talking about something that is strange. In the Moi government, in the Moi era, we had something called district focus. And what they did, funds would be given to the district, and the district, including the districts, the areas that were were rural in nature,
to feel
they could actually manage their affairs. If you're talking about roads, there was what they call public works and roads and public works. Roads, something happened, they were there. If you're talking about procurement, it was not national government, it was within the district. Everything happened within the district. If you wanted a license, it happened. The county councils hadn't gone anywhere. That was national administration being devolved. Now, if national administration can be devolved,
what about the county government?
You've understood it perfectly, because the purpose of the devolved units was so that services could actually be closer to people. Nairobi is huge. Services are not near the people. It's not really complicated. And when you're talking about managing the affairs of the county government of Nairobi or any county government, if you don't devolve them, you will not really be able to manage it. For instance, you talk about this sewer line. If there was an administrative center that represented what is required, there would be no need for you to be talking to God knows what, because Nairobi Water would be represented.
They will have the office there.
Yes. That is where and they would know what the people of South Sea need. Okay? Now, let's go back to the...
the MD was shocked when I told him, 17 months contractor.
He was shocked.
He didn't know.
Nani watu wake?
No. Yeah, he said, I didn't know that. But now why South Sea people endlessly crying about drainage. You need to understand why. Because now, that's why I'm saying, there is no real representation on government services.
There's a residents association in this area of ours called Karengata.
One of the strongest ones appear.
Yeah, those fellows don't joke.
Yeah.
Around the time when Kidero was the governor of this city, they refused to pay rates. Just, we're not paying.
As a group now.
Yeah, they're not paying. And that area is huge. And why they're not paying, they didn't see any services they were receiving, so why should they pay? For instance, if I look at the area I live in, and I find most of the street lights are actually not there. When you think the place is well lit, it is not that the place is well lit. Those who live there have lights on their gates. So it shines onto, if both sides of the road, it shines onto the road. So you think, but when you look up, the street lamps don't have light. Water disappears from time to time. Well, to be honest, where I live, I don't have a problem with water. But it's because of where I live close to. Okay, I don't actually have a problem with water. But most citizens of this particular county have a problem with water.
Yes.
Why? What I'm saying is, if you have a strong residents association,
definitely,
and they have not just a voice but a backbone, they can work together to bring about the changes that you want, because they are no people who understand the problem of South Sea than those who live in South Sea.
Yeah, definitely. The residents association, in South Sea, I don't even remember if there was any resident association election have ever happened. Even for
if you don't remember, then it hasn't happened.
It hasn't.
So who are the leaders?
So there are leaders that call themselves South Sea Residents Association. So there's a time, I think a few months ago, I spoke to the chairman, which is a very well-respected planner for Nairobi County as well, Mr. Gishoki. So I asked him, because now you're the main resident association that is registered and known by the county. Because if the county wants, like when the house collapsed in South Sea.
Yes, in South Sea.
The official letters that were being written by the association was from an association called South Sea Residents Association. So I had a chat with him. We were in a WhatsApp group. They removed me later on because of asking too many questions. So I asked them.
He removed you from that chat forum.
So I told him, if it's a private WhatsApp group, you can even make me, because if you can remove me from a WhatsApp group of a residential association, it means that it's a private group.
And that is where you live.
Yeah. Even if you don't agree with me, there's no way you can remove, because I'm a resident. So if it's our private WhatsApp group, you can as well make me leave. So I asked him, every year there's an AGM in all associations.
There has to be,
because by law,
regulations that govern this association.
You can't even register association without a constitution for that. So the constitution, I went to look for it for the South Sea Resident Association. It states we have to have a chairman, a vice chairman, a treasurer, committees under that association, where there's an environmental committee, imagine, under a resident association. Their main work, they have an environmental where they go work with the environment from county.
Yes.
Look at where the issues are coming from, garbage collection, after this is raw sewer, all that.
Yes.
Then you make a security committee, look at the issues happening, work with the police,
right?
Work with the OCS. So I asked him, when was the last time you guys had an AGM? When I tried, 9 years is the association registered, okay?
Yes.
It has never had an AGM.
Never?
In
9 years?
So who put you as a chairman now? Because if there's no AGM...
You asked that question. Now I understand why you're removed from that.
Because I asked him, for you to be a chairman, people need to vote for you.
You have to be elected.
People need to elect you. People need to be confident with you. People need to know you.
And people need to know who we are in your committee.
TV. Do South Sea residents know you? They don't. Maybe a few.
Your neighbors, maybe.
Who are you representing? 65,000 residents.
Hao ni watu wengi.
Unanielewa? That's a very big number. Nikamwambia leo ukisema 65,000 ndo niko nayo. Hata governor anakuja Nairobi kukusikiza. Atakuja South Sea to listen to you. Because if you say 65,000 are not going to pay rates the same way.
Bas.
It's a back. Imeisha hiyo story. Businesses won't pay rates.
Kwani niulize aje, nisaidie kuelewa. chairman na committee ya hiyo chairman kuna kitu wanapatanga because of being
because now I don't want to be taken to court later, but
is it something that
extortion, let me tell you,
say something that will not
for
take
county
you to court.
government
Yes,
to approve a building, a public participation happens.
Yes.
Who is signing this?
By the way, now you have gotten to the question I was going to ask.
You understand my point? Who signed it off? They always say, because Leo developers, when they are being pressured, or anasema bana, we have every document required by law for us to build. Who signed them off? The resident association. So there's a way they say resident association first come and bully you.
Okay.
By demanding you to stop. Then whatever happens later on, the building goes on. So that shows you there's foul play somewhere. You understand?
Yes.
When you try and ask questions of what is happening in the resident association, now this happens, hostile being removed, because I told them if you want South Sea to change,
yes,
you cannot change it individually.
Acha niulize swali yenye itakuweka kotini. Mimi ninaishi Syokimau. Syokimau Resident Association chairman wetu kuna kitu anapatiangwa na serikali.
Serikali yumlipi.
But he's your chairman. Why should he be paid by the government?
And I'm asking city because I don't know.
No, government don't. But remember,
okay, kuna kitu kama sisi residents tuna contributing
when you want to pass anything through the county government, you use your chairman to lobby and to do things for you. So vile Nairobi imekuwa, associations have become businesses for people. Where if you want to build, takuja kwako, nikwambie bana, mimi ukiniona, they won't be objections of your building. If ukiponiona naye, we will give 200 signatures to stop you. You see that now?
Okay,
you trade. Either the usimamishwe ama usikizana.
Ama uendelee. Okay.
So this has brought up a disconnect between the residents themselves, because there are so many associations now registered. Kila mtu sasa estate ana register yake. Juu hakuna mother of associations. Now I went to Kara. Kara is the Kenya Alliance of Residents Association.
Yes, it is.
I asked, do you know about South Sea? I South Sea haven't paid our fees for the last
subscription
9 years.
fee.
You have to, because this is it's the main one for the whole country, not Nairobi. This is Kenya.
Your union.
She told me, if you guys knew how strong. She gave me an example of Garden City, Garden Estate, Resident Association, the strongest. She told me it's the strongest, or one of the strongest. Aliniambia they are so connected. You know, by even if ukichelewa na ile fee ya residence fee, they struck you off, and na kesho wendo you will be now labeled as the enemy of the estate.
Defaulter.
Defaulter, wewe ndo
list of shame.
You know, anything they want happen. It happens very fast. Street lights are off. 3 days. County is on the ground. Because they know if they don't do that, those guys are in the offices on Monday morning. And they don't pressure the CC. They pressure the governor. You know, because they know the backing of how many residents they have. And they are very organized. They know what associations. If you've been to Garden Estate, you've seen. Even the estates are marked. Number roads. You see the smaller feeder roads are marked. Like Multi Crescent. You know when was the last time you had a small crescent marked by the county government saying which name? When? Hakuna. Those are kitambo. Because when I was growing up in South Sea, we had Mtelo Road, we had smaller feeder roads named. Even ukipotea, you can look up and see where you are.
Okay.
You know, those comes up with when you have an organized
association.
And remember, there are very many businesses in and around Garden Estate as well.
Yes.
So when the estate speaks, the county government knows exactly what they're being told. Now, South Sea...
And they know the repercussions that if you don't do.
South Sea has similar power.
Yes.
Which they are not using.
They're not using. So when I came, when I started now doing, looking for now who is who in South Sea.
Yes.
Is when I tried to look for associations that are existing.
Okay.
So we have 4 officially registered associations. 3 are small. But I mean small because they are estate
regional
associations. But when you ask them now, whoever is saying is the chairman for, because when the ile siku nyumba ili collapse, they wrote an official letter saying we condemn this, we condemn that. They do not even have the power to call a planning committee to come and assess the house that collapsed. You know, that's a very big issue. When
Yes.
the house collapsed, the government will come and go. They'll assess and go. Who now nene kufuatilia? The road is still the same. I don't know if you passed. You know the debris that happened in January to Leoni, July 17th. Those are 7 months. Ile mawe yenye ilibomoka
bado
iko hapo. You know, that now shows you watu tu wanaishi, but you're living in poor and very disturbing conditions, man. Na si ati pale nyumba moja ni 300-400 million. The next house where nyumba imeanguka, that guy has spent 400 million. So I was with hotel owners there, where they're rated 4-star now.
Yeah.
I told them, these ratings happen because of location. These ratings happen because of the infrastructure leading to that hotel. If you guys are not serious, so in 2-3 years utanguka 2-star. You know, and there are people that come from abroad that don't know South Sea. They follow the internet. They look at
Google Maps.
Yeah. Or which hotel is next to you. Automatically, if your rating is down, you are not even shown on the search engine.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you look at the search engine and you're looking for the hospitality search engine, unatafuta hotel nzuri ambako kwa mfano ziko karibu na airport.
Utatuma Westlands.
Yes. Yes, because South Sea hakuna, and yet South Sea is closer to the airport.
And that's why they built also, you know, they used to get a lot of cabin crew.
Yes.
When there are small connecting flights happening, hata delays zikifanyika. People used to be
brought to South Sea
too.
Kutulia
Yeah, because there used to be a few hotels pali, and it's near to the airport. Now they've built, they've built substandard things. They've built classy hotels, but now
I've been actually to one of the hotels there,
Okash, that's what I'm telling you. Even I was with him yesterday.
Your place, my friend.
But how do you access it, bro?
Kwanza wanitumia ka kitu juu nawauza. That place is amazing.
You know,
the food is on point. Yeah, and then the environment also very
the guy
good.
was very frustrated. Nikamwambia now, if you're frustrated individually, it won't help. Wewe mutafutani kama watu biashara wote. Unaelewa? You guys pay rates. Leo ukiangalia unalipa pesa ngapi counties, a lot of money.
Wacha na rates, bro. Licenses, you employ so many people,
you know. And because of something that is not in your power, ama wewe sio umefanya, you should not be suffering for it.
Yeah.
Do you know that as a residents association, you can demand to look at the plans that people have for putting up buildings? Do you know that there are areas in this great county of ours where you want to put up a building, your neighbors have to agree?
Yes.
And they have to look at the plan. There are places where even the acreage of land, let's say I want to buy land from Biliki, yako na eka 4 nataka moja, I have to seek permission and they have to agree it is okay, because labda hiyo area mazee wanataka eka 2.
Zini history ya controlled development.
That controlled development is necessary.
Kuna mali like huko kwetu sasa, because the land is still now being developed. You cannot put up a multi structure. Hata utake aje.
But you see, that is correct. Do you know why people zone? Okay? Kuna sehemu iko kwa flight path ya ndege. Okay? Like say Isili. So when they tell you you can't go beyond a certain height, they know exactly why they're telling you that. But people have to be told so that they can understand. There are other reasons why, in terms of the larger planning of that particular area, they want a good population distribution. Hii tunataka ikae hapa, hii tunataka ikae hapa. Problem is this. When you have those who are put in positions of administration, or in this case, people are elected to look after your interests, and you actually elect them, and that is the last thing that is really on their mind, then a great deal goes wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing we never quite discuss is the power of the constitution that we have and what we can do with it. We tend to get stuck at what isn't happening, and we start speaking from a position of helplessness. We are fortunate to actually have legal means by which we can actually get the things that we need or want. The question is getting to know what it is and how you can go about it. Yes.
So I think South Sea, we have a couple of issues mixed up. Bad leadership.
Yeah.
A very weak South Sea residents association. Self-centered residents. You know.
Biliki wajua shida sio hao viongozi. Shida ni nyinyi. It is a weak resident. You know why?
Very weak.
You know
bro.
why? It's not those people. My MP can't be bad. It is me who is weak. Because you think somebody who is elected doesn't know they're elected. They know they're elected.
Yes.
So how do we tie the election to their listening to me, the citizen?
We did a protest the other day. I don't know if you guys heard.
Yes, me, I heard of it.
So it was to petition.
But what were you protesting?
About the bad roads. We were petitioning.
Yes, it was about the bad roads. All of them.
No, mostly, we couldn't petition the MCA because the MCA, I don't think even if we petition him, we can't find him. Number one.
You at what? Where does he live?
If you ask South Sea residents, have they ever met the MCA? A few have met him.
Okay, then how did they vote for him?
That still comes back to weakest residents. Akikuja, he was everywhere. When he was campaigning at the mosques, everywhere. From 10th of August, 2020. 2022 until 17th of August 2026.
Aliingia gizani.
Yeah, you could. But you only see him now campaigning for Langata, which is very unfortunate.
He's campaigning for
to become MP
for Langata. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
So I told him, I asked his guys, now the exam uko na 4 questions. Question number 1 kwa exam yako 2027 South Sea will be question number 1. For you to answer question number 1, for you to go to question number 2, you need to answer
number 1.
Question number 1.
Satisfactory.
Nikamwambia, how will you answer question number 1? South Sea. Hata tusinde mbali. Infrastructure. Order. Your own office. Okay? Hata afadhali hata angekuwa meeting za landscape office yake nje ikai kama office of the MC inakaa vizuri. Hata order Peter, you don't know if this is the office or something. It's a container. He's never come to his office. He's never accessed residents association or residents at estates to understand what the problem is. Lakini the same residents, when they go to TikTok, wanaona the MCA giving out 5 million shillings to women groups in Mugomaini. So you're wondering, this 5 million hata leo kama ungekuwa umeweka kwa barabara ya South Sea, wewe mwenyewe your own personal money, you can put cabros on small estates, tuoneshe hata. He made a tournament worth karibu 60 million in Ulinzi. Number 1 got a 33-seater van. This is a YMCA city. I think you're shocked. You're trying to 60 million.
I was connecting all these things.
He's given a 3-seater bus, number 1. Number 2, van. Number 3, it was so much.
Who ni MCA anapeana hizi zawadi?
Yes.
No. Who ni MCA wa South Sea.
Si ati MCA anataka MCA wa.
Already ni sitting MCA.
Yes, na ameenda usiu utawala kufanya nini? Yes.
Ulinzi ni pale Langata.
Pale Langata barracks.
Do not worry. I am being facetious. Yes.
So ameweka sasa, amepeana zawadi ya kwanza 33 sita matatu. 14 sita matatu number 2.
You might think is the MP for Langata hata. Because the way is moving around Langata, utasema kweli huyu ni MCA South Sea amani.
But Biliki, we have cases where people have been MCAs and campaigned to be governors.
It's okay.
But leo kitengeneza hapa, hata sisi tutakufuata hiyo Ulinzi. Tukushambili. Sema bana, this is our
jamaa ako sawa.
But people are shocked, bro. They are shocked. Mosques are, hata mimi sahi nikienda, if I was to campaign, utaulizwa, will you be the same as...
Can I ask you a question?
Existing MCA.
How will you induct your people into understanding that they need to hold you accountable? And what will they need to do to hold you accountable? Because accountability actually ni yako. You
need to be present to be
unaambia watu jamani, this is what we're going to be doing. Okay? Ili niwajulishe, ili niwasikize, ili nifanye hivi, this is what we're going to be doing. What are you going to do so that you are accountable to your people?
I'll strengthen the associations first, because that will help me understand more issues about...
How many associations exist in South Sea?
No, there are small ones and the main one. You can't have South Sea Resident Association cover the whole of South Sea. South Sea Resident Association is like the main association that collects... kama there is an estate called and Mubarak has to have their own 100 houses association. So if you empower and strengthen them, there you get, first of all, the issues firsthand. Secondly, if you are to make things work, it's a shared effort. No, it can't happen from the office of the MC alone. Residents need to work with you, hand in hand. No. Because cleanliness is a shared effort. Garbage is a shared effort. No. So accountability will happen if residents, because now who's going to help me accountable? They have to have avenues where they'll ask me questions.
Yes, and you have to create them. You see, what I'm trying to say here is this. These things, for the citizens to understand them, you are the one who has to guide them.
Yes.
And they must understand that they have to be active citizens. Because you can't be walking through the whole of South Sea to know what's happening in South Sea. And you have to divide that ward of yours so that you know. Now, put it this way. Whatever plan you have, wachana history za manifesto na nini, your constituents must understand fully. This is what you're going to do. And this is how you're going to be continuously communicating. Yes.
You need a vibrant team, Kwanza, number one.
Yeah.
Your own team, and the MCA's team now, where you need to have people on the ground now to because there are services you have to provide to your people. Whoever elected you, there are services they're waiting for. Like issues now, when they have issues like drainage in my house, you have to have an office where I can come and complain about this and this and this. Those offices are the first step where I'm going to collect now the issue from the resident. Secondly, you have to work with the borough administration that is now decentralized by the county government in South Sea. That happens from the sub-county admin ward. There's a ward manager. Those are the people now you have to work in power with them.
Okay.
Then I think for us and my team in 2027, I think that's going to be on our manifesto. I'll be having more citizen engagement programs.
All right.
Now, citizen engagement programs happens with estate meetings now, because I think Zamani every Sunday or 2 Sundays after, people used to have the estate meetings internally. So if you listen and make avenues where citizen engagement with your residents will be easy, I think now we'll enlighten more on the power of the residents, where if they were together about public participation, is just to let people know huyu akikataa, huyu akikubali. If you guys are more than this guy, you guys have the power to stop.
Okay.
Unaelewa?
Biliki, unfortunately we've come to the end of the show. Maybe as a parting shot, ni chama gani utakuwa na gombea kiti nacho?
Niko ODM Power.
ODM Power. Sawa. Now the next time ukikuja, because we'd like to invite you again. Clearly sauti mko na shida nyingi.
Tuko nayo.
The next time utakuja utatuambia plan yako na chama chako, mkondo ni upi tutachukua ili tuweze kuelewa zaidi, si ndio?
Asante sana.
All right. Thank you so much. All right folks, this is where we come to an end as far as this conversation is concerned. It's a Friday. Sasa mimi na City ni mpaka Monday asubuhi. City sema kwaheri.
Who do you want me to say kwaheri to?
See to the listeners,
the
viewers.
Kwaherini sana.
Yes. Sawa. See you on Monday. Mapema zaidi.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. This is the Radio Generation News.
Good morning, I'm Samuel Otieno. The World Health Organization has warned that global cancer cases could rise to nearly 35 million a year by 2050 unless countries strengthen prevention, early detection and treatment. In Kenya, about 45,000 people are diagnosed with cancer every year, while nearly 30,000 die from the disease, highlighting the growing burden on the country's health system. The Nyandarua Senator John Methu has praised the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission for conducting what he described as a credible and transparent Kalou parliamentary by-election. Speaking after the declaration of DCP candidate Sammy Douglas Waweru as MP-elect, Methu said the results reflected the will of the people and expressed satisfaction with the way the commission conducted the poll.
We are very satisfied with the services that we got from IBC. We are very, very satisfied, especially your team, yourself and your peers. I feel that you gave us a very credible